Is it battle? It's in the green. No, it's full again. Why is it dropping frames? Oh no, it's in the green. No, it's what? What is going on? It's like bouncing on. Okay, it's in the green now, so it should be battle.
Or what if I had like a rubber snake or like a fake snake, and he said he would end the show?
I would end it.
Creamcast would be over if
I would end it. It would
that.
be it would be a level of betrayal that I would never be able to trust you again. That's how it has to be. And
What did something happen? Do you have like a
I mean,
traumatic
really.
story of the snake?
I don't think I even have like a snake. I just, you know what? The only pivotal thing that I can
Snakes
think of, actually,
What?
because it has been an irrational fear, but I just don't. It triggers something deep inside of me.
They have no limbs.
Okay, so
they
I
can
started
barely
this
do
stream,
anything.
so
Well, that adds,
they're very
that adds,
explain
see, that
the
adds
rules.
to the factor though of
I am
it's
only
magic.
doing
Like
rewards.
it's
That's why I
always
take
devilish
it.
kind of magic of like you have no
No,
legs
sure,
or
shouldn't
arms.
be able to
Yeah,
move.
so
Like
Okay.
how are you coming at me? But there was one very traumatic snake moment in my life that I do like. I don't know if it's the root cause, but I will say it was horrible. And it was that back in the day when I was very like young, maybe when I was like, I don't know, 18, 19, it's whenever the movie Anaconda came out. Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Let's not play
So,
so though
I was
because she
at my
do
house
wheels.
watching it alone. Well, like
So
my mom was in the other room,
makes
but it was
sense
like you
'cause
had
she's
like
not using
a
like
little tube TV in my mom's room.
something like a
And I was
companion
watching
or
it in
anything
there,
that same
and it was
stream.
that part whenever he is wrapping himself
Heck, I
around that
couldn't
guy
get those
in the
from
river, and
rewards.
he's like getting ready to
So
eat his head.
that would be chain.
I was so horrified,
Oh,
and then
yep,
the
yep.
power to my house went out, and it was
Testing,
pitch
testing.
black in the room,
That sound good.
and
Okay.
I just screamed and I
Okay, so heal. When I'm in
I was like,
that screen, and it didn't get
and
from
I don't
the
know
screen.
why, but ever
I can
since
use.
then, like, I think
So you got
I
a
think I
gun.
had a fear of snakes before that, but that was like a very, just like a horrible
Which I
thing
tried doing
that
this
stuck with me.
before
To where
on
even when I watch Anaconda today,
the
which is
first
an
game,
awesome movie,
and it
it's
took
so
me like
cheesy and
it's a
fun.
an
great
hour
movie.
to
But
get
it does unnerve
18.
me. Like I'm very.
I had
it
to
fucks
like
me up big
melee
time. But like you know,
for an
stuff like
hour
snakes on a plane.
until
That's
the
just
first
it's
boss
stupid.
fight.
But Anaconda, I think
But
that
what
because
Sure, it's fun.
snakes on a
That's
plane
really
still
hard
freak you
boss
out
fight.
because you see snakes?
yeah, but it's so dumb that it's just like it's not like when I'm watching Indiana Jones or something in the snake pit. I'm like, oh my, like that.
Do they freak you out if you see them like in pictures or videos?
No.
This
Okay,
no.
it's just in person.
Yeah. Like I went
So
on a
if,
date
like,
with my
if-
wife. Went on a date with my wife when we were younger as well, and we went to the zoo. And she was like went into the because they have like the little reptile room or like
The reptile house.
yeah. And I just like wouldn't go in, and like it was just a very uncomfortable thing. She's like, "Are you really not?"
She
gonna come
told
in
me
here?"
about that.
Yeah,
I
and it
think
was
I remember that. Yeah.
very, very embarrassing. And I was like, I think I saw pandas over this way. She's like, you definitely didn't see pandas. I'm like, I think I did. I think I'm gonna go try to find those pandas. And I was trying to play it off cool, but I was like, borderline hyperventilating, like, because also you're trying to impress this girl, and I'm like, God, I hope
Of
I get
course.
a kiss later
Of
or
course.
something like that. Whatever.
Wow, I hope she likes me.
Yeah, I hope she likes
Meanwhile.
me. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, no. The ocean river snakes, since you brought that up, I don't like them. But even like eels. Eels creep me out. Eels are also just ugly
So
as
anything
fuck.
that's limbless bothers you?
I think so, except I don't mind worms. I feel bad for worms.
Interesting. See, I'm the
That
other end of the
means
spectrum. Like,
squirrel.
I don't like spiders. I don't like centipedes. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Spiders will bother me though. Like if I see a picture of a golden orb weaver or something at the right time, it will like bother me. But it's weird, like, growing up in Tennessee, we had
I'm
those
so
garden
happy I
spiders
didn't like
everywhere.
talk them
And, like,
down.
they would freak me out if
I
I
don't know
was
what
too
that
close
was,
to them. I didn't
but-
mind seeing them that bad.
I feel like that was something.
But it's weird. It's like I don't think about spiders that
Something I
much. I can
should
normally
look
look at
at.
pictures. I follow a bunch of accounts on Instagram that have, like, pet tarantulas they feed. But
Nope,
I will
nope, nope,
weirdly
nope,
have,
nope.
like, nightmares about them.
No, I know what
Sporadically,
you
where I
mean.
wake up and can, like, feel them touching me and stuff. But they don't bother me when I'm awake.
Chinchosaurus.
It's odd.
Yeah, no. The only thing with spiders is, like, I deal with the spiders in the household, whatever. But anytime someone says spiders or I see a spider, I immediately think, like, I feel crawling on my legs.
Oh, good.
That could
Yeah.
also just be, you know, me having a heart attack or diabetes or something like that. But
Sure,
I do
sure.
feel it's like that sensation. You know what I mean? It's like a phantom text or something from your phone. Where you're like, did I get a message? It's that. So I feel like little legs crawling on my arms or back and legs and stuff like that. So
I hate that those
I understand
this.
that.
we're here
Makes
to
sense.
read a story, and the story is the ocean is much deeper than we thought. Isaiah, are you ready?
I'm ready. Once again, thank you, Richard Saxon. Thank you to everyone supporting us on audio platforms, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It means a lot. Continue to show love there. And thank you so much to everyone who is donating over on Patreon to fund our silly little projects. It really does mean the world. Thank you guys for the support. Really.
Yeah. Also, we did. I got to put Isaiah through like a D&D style breakdown. Like it was basically a
Wait, what?
role-playing thing.
I
As
need
if
to
he
check
was
that
in the Stand By Me book, and he found a dead body in the woods. And I'm
Need to check
curious.
that out.
That goes out tomorrow, which I guess by this point it'll have already come out. But I'm very curious to see how people react to your
Maybe I'll do
to your
it in the
role play
stream.
there. So,
In the-
all right.
should I
The
do
ocean is
support
much
on
deeper than we
Patreon?
thought.
they told me you were experienced in harsh waters.
James
yeah,
said
I
as he
forgot.
pointed out the pearls of sweat that had formed on my forehead.
Yeah, I do.
I miss his voice.
I
that
replied,
time.
moments before hurling the remnants of a less than appetizing lunch off the
Chacho
side
now
of our
has
ship.
the voices.
just that you look a
the
bit
different
green around the
voices. He has
gills.
this
He
one.
continued to
The
smirk.
new voice
We just
actor
met a
and
few
Joe
hours
Black.
ago. I've been airlifted
There's
to
so many words from
USS
me,
Orion,
the
a
host
sea
stuff.
lift handling abyssal transport capsules for a classified project conducted by the U.S. Navy.
I guess they failed to mention that I'm much better underwater in submarines.
Considering the circumstances, his casual demeanor left an uncomfortable atmosphere among the workers. They all knew what my visit entailed, but just like myself, they were scant with information. All I knew was that there might be a contagious infection at the bottom of the ocean, and my job was either to disprove it or to confine the entire crew aboard the station. As soon as we were positioned securely on top of the Tonka Trench, we were rushed into the transport capsule, a minuscule vertical submarine designed simply to take us to the base on the ocean floor, 20,000 feet below us. Talos. Where's the Tonga Trench at?
Also, so it's saying that it's basically just so vertical as in it's just like basically a floating, just a diving pencil that's just meant to go straight down. It's not like a fancy. Every time I hear submarine, I think of like the old like Hunt for Red October you know what I mean? Submarine.
Like a nuclear submarine
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
Like a war submarine. But this is one that's just
Yeah.
literally like a fucking, I don't know, that Pokemon that's just a pod, just that floating all the way down to the ocean.
Yeah, well, it's like you said, it's just transport to what I assume is a base down there.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
the base
can
on the
use
ocean
that.
floor, Talos.
That does remind me of stuff
Which
like
Talos
this.
also sounds familiar. I feel like that's the name of
This
the
how it
ocean
came
base
just 'cause it
in
Makes what happens vessel.
what's that video game? Soma.
That's
but
I
probably
saw
not.
sleep on.
Talos, a man who protected Crete from pirates and invaders in Greek mythology.
It's a cool name for a base. But the
What's the
Tonga
name of the
Trench is in the southwest Pacific Ocean.
There it is.
And it's the second deepest on Earth next to the Mariana Trench. Interesting. Anyway, not that that's important, but it's interesting to me. I entered the sub feeling excited while also dreading the return to the deep blue. It had been 10 years since serving as a hospital corpsman, one of the few actually stationed aboard a submarine. Over the years, I'd clearly lost the natural sense I once had for the ocean, yet I
Sorry.
longed desperately for
May
it.
hit the mic.
One of the crew members said, patiently waiting to drop us into the abyss. I raised my thumb.
As ready as I'll ever be. Go ahead.
10 feet. Twilight Zone. You do not hit the Twilight Zone's at like 1,000 feet. The impact with the ocean lightly shook the capsule. As we submerged, my nausea quickly diminished and a sense of peace washed over my mind. I was back. Outside the window, a few curious fish accompanied our journey downwards. Various sea life attracted by the cargo ship, following to see us off. James piloted the miniature sub,
Fade down,
having done the trip
counter,
1,000 times
kick,
before.
shock.
Wasn't anything new to him.
Essential tofu.
Myself, I'd never been below 2,000 feet. Never had I been able to look through the window
So
and admire
I
the
can't
mostly
use this.
unexplored
Windows
blue world.
technical reward. It
3,300
didn't show up in
feet,
that screen.
the midnight zone. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm dumb. Yes, 10 feet is the twilight zone. I was thinking midnight zone. My bad.
No, you were right. I googled it. The Twilight Zone is I think it said 600 to 3,000 feet or something like that.
Okay, isn't the twilight zone where the sunlight begins to like disperse?
Yeah, it looks like the Sunlight Zone is the first, and then Twilight Zone, and then Midnight Zone. But I mean, hey, what the fuck are we, masters of the ocean? Who cares?
I like that.
What are we, Poseidon?
What are we,
What am I,
masters
offended?
of the ocean? As we sank deeper towards the abyss, the last strays of sunshine vanished. We had left the realm of sunshine and mankind, all in favor for the domain of darkness.
First time in the abyss, right?
James asked after a long bout of silence.
Yeah. Served aboard a submarine for a few years, but they never go very deep. This is something else.
He smiled at me.
Well, you're in for a treat then. We're going all the way down. Teller sits right at the edge of the trench. Ain't nothing quite like it.
Any sea life once curious about our sub had long since retreated towards brighter areas. The rapidly increasing pressure had proven hostile to most, but some resilient little creatures had found a way to thrive in places once thought to be lifeless. Miracles of the ocean. Within an hour, we had reached a depth of 10,000 feet. Beyond the 15-inch glass pane separating us from certain death lied nothing but everlasting darkness. For all we knew, the two of us could have been all that existed in that void. If not for the sound of the outer hull settling under the pressure, a constant reminder about the vastness of the ocean. To distract myself from the unsettling creaking sound, I asked James about the only thing I could think about.
Hey, is that
It's
the
very
Titanic?
fascinating too.
Just
What?
sorry. All right.
I had the thought when they were talking about submarine pressure. I was like, huh, that kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of another
It's
submarine.
it's impossible. It's impossible to think about.
Yeah. Well, it'll be like that, I think forever. What a wild. Yeah.
That's a true
It's
fucking horror
entertaining.
story. I've watched some documentaries about that. Man, that's an actual horror story, man.
Instantaneously. Like before their brains could process what was happening, they were all dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the horror is just like not going by like, just like all the guidelines and stuff. I mean, like ignoring hole breaches, cracks, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Also, the whole thing I think was made of carbon fiber, which was like people said was like not a good metal to use, but whatever.
Why don't you tell me more about what happened down there?
James had acted casual that far, but my question quickly changed his nonchalant expression to a frown.
They briefed you on the surface, didn't they? Of course, but then that'll have to do.
He said firmly. 13,100 feet. The abyssal zone. The world outside hypnotized me. Staring so far into nothing, knowing there could be a full world only a couple of feet before you was bizarre. I never experienced true darkness until that day, and to think a good portion of Earth's life had existed within it for millions of years terrified me. When I served aboard the USS Cetacea, my captain explained why they don't put windows on submarines. He told stories about shipmates going crazy after years at sea.
I wonder if
The
that also
isolation,
changed supposed to show
distance
up
from the
in this
mainland never
building.
bothered any of them. He firmly believed that staring into the ocean and pondering its secrets
No, it
is
can't
what
make
truly
sense.
drove men from their sanity.
'Cause it's like,
And to combat this,
there's a
they never
neon
put
light
windows
and
on their
everything.
vessels. Though it was clearly a tale he made up, seeing what truly lies beyond the surface brought back these memories. Maybe he was right after all. My sinister thoughts were interrupted by a dim light appearing in the distance. A red dot dancing blissfully up and down, getting close to our little sub. It was a jellyfish,
That shows so much.
James said as he pointed at the little creature. So fragile, yet defying the deep sea pressure. Another light joined in.
Yeah, you said
Few
that,
more.
but the
Before long, a
giant
symphony
creature
of
was down there.
pulsating crimson lights formed around our capsule,
That must be
welcoming us
real.
with the warmth of thousands of stars,
find them
making
first.
up their own little galaxy thousands of feet below the surface.
That's a beautiful description.
It was the most magnificent thing I'd ever seen. A bloom of jellyfish happily existing in such hostile
Sometimes
conditions.
there's skins in
I
there.
couldn't help but feel impressed.
They're called the Tola jellyfish. They don't usually venture this far down, but There's something about this place that seems to attract them. I usually see a few on my journeys down here, but never anything like this.
I just nodded in response, too mesmerized by the sight to notice what he said, but as quickly as they had appeared, they vanished, once more leaving us in absolute darkness.
It's kind of a great line because it makes you think too. He's like, I see a couple, but I've never seen it like this. It's like it is meant to be like lucky. Where you're like, well, it's really beautiful, but also to me, that's also they are like kind of like the same like birds flying away from danger or whatever. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Like, what do you mean you've never seen this
Yeah.
before? What does that mean?
Listen, Doc, I'm sorry about that outburst earlier.
I turned towards him, turning my back to the darkness for the first time. It made me feel vulnerable.
You gotta understand, this ain't something we usually deal with. And Mike, well, I've known him for most of my life. I know how much this sucks, believe me. I'm just trying to get as much info as possible for all our sakes. Yeah, well, there's nothing I can tell you anyway. The airlock has been on lockdown for the past 2 days. We've been under strict orders not to open it until you deem it safe to do so.
I didn't ask any further questions. I dealt with contagions ever since leaving the Navy, and 90% of the time, they were simple overreactions. 19,700 feet. The ocean basin. For the first time since we left the ship, the radio came to life, emitting a static sound, one that slowly took the shape of a man's voice.
James, can you hear me? Loud and clear, Captain. I've got our man from the CDC with me as well. Just about ready to dock. Great. The crew is getting impatient.
The radio started breaking up,
Dude, the radios. Dock in section 8. Go.
and then shut off completely.
Welcome to the Abyssal Zone. The radio has been acting strange lately. Imagine giving us a state-of-the-art station, but comms from last millennium.
Through the window, we could see a massive dome lit up by hundreds of lights. 3 paths stretched from its center, each lit up by different colors, making sectors A, B, and C. There was something else lit up by station's lights. At first, just obscured figures, leaving shadows in the sand, but as we got closer, I realized they were fish. Hundreds, if not thousands, of dead sea creatures littering the ocean bed, corpses mangled from the intense pressure.
Christ. What the hell is up with this fish? Same as the Atolla. Something attracts them down here. They swim until their bodies break under the pressure. Then they sink. What could possibly do that? There are a few theories. From what we can tell, it's a sound that we periodically hear from the trench.
Ooh, I like that.
Interesting. I do like that. This is going to be very. Have you heard of the bloop before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The like the noise that was heard. It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Also, while we're talking about, have you ever seen this before? Hold on. I used to send this to
Also,
you.
do you want to describe the
Discord.
bloop? Should we describe the bloop for the viewers that?
Yeah,
I
so
don't think
there's
it's
this
planned.
sound that was heard on a audio recording in the Pacific, I think, in like 2008, 2009, and it was like this like loud, deep like
Shit.
boo, like a noise that was picked up on mics that were like 1,000 miles apart from each other. So whatever made that noise was like way bigger than a whale or something like that. Now the realistic, like to be lame, the thing it probably was like underwater tectonic plates shifting and creating the noise. But the fun answer is that it's a sea creature at the bottom of the ocean that's larger than anything we have on record. So there's a bunch of stories of like, you know, these deep underwater ocean noises. So it seems like it's kind of playing into that idea. Although it doesn't have to be the bloop. I mean, it's not super state of the art to say there's a weird noise coming from underwater, right? Especially like, as you said, the idea of things being drawn down here, dare I say, does feel quite Lovecraftian.
A fun yeah. I was scrolling through. That's why I was kind of late to respond. But this website, we'll leave a link to it. He basically sent me a link that's neil.fun/deepsea, but you're able just to scroll through the deep and just kind of see the fish that exist down there. Very entertaining while reading this. And I will say, I agree. I think that the basically like a siren call, like a Lovecraftian siren call to even the fish is really interesting. It's just a concept for a story, but I really like how the story is giving us little bits of exposition without ever being too intrusive. You know, it's just kind of a little back and forth. You can tell James is just like wanted to help his buddy down there, but you can tell it's just the layer of commands are making it kind of awkward. Even James is like, doesn't know what's going on, and even the doc, our main character, is kind of, I don't think it's fully been brought in on what is going on.
I think so. A lot of people have probably seen this website. It like gets famous on TikTok from time to time. You can actually see the atoll of jellyfish on here around 4,000 meters. This thing puts into insane perspective how deep the ocean is. You randomly be scrolling and see like, oh, well, this is how far like sperm whales dive. And it's like after you've been in the midnight zone for a long time. Want to take a quick break from the episode to thank today's sponsor, ZocDoc. I don't go to the doctor as much as I should, and if you are spending this much of your time listening to a podcast about fictional monsters, then you probably don't either. But really, I can't blame you, because everything from booking appointments to insurance to finding out what's wrong with you can be pretty scary. But that's where today's sponsor, ZocDoc, is here to help. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors. Choose the right ones for your needs and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty. That's everything from mental health to dental health, eye care to skin care, and much more. Most of us won't go to a restaurant without checking out the online reviews first. So why don't we take something like healthcare just as seriously? You can filter for doctors based on their rating, if they take your insurance, if they're nearby. And because of that, it's super easy to find a doctor that suits your needs. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. You don't want to admit it, but you should probably see a doctor. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com. Again, that is ZocDoc. So slightly. The docking process in itself took quite some time. The outer hull had changed ever so slightly due to the high pressure, just enough so that fitting into the station proved a challenge. As the doors finally opened, I stumbled outside the capsule, greeted by 3 of the crew members aboard.
You're the doctor, right?
The oldest of them asked.
That's correct.
He said as he reached out his hand to introduce himself.
The name's Robert Lewis. I'm the captain assigned to Talos.
He said as he shook my hand.
Thank you for coming this far. I know
Sunday
it's not the
Star
most
House
pleasant journey.
He seemed polite enough, though clearly sleep-deprived. Bloodshot eyes and greasy hair.
This is Jennifer Burke, one of our biologists, and that's Henry Gale, our technician.
They both shook my hand, neither making eye contact as they did.
Hey, Cap, where's Abby? Still at Section B. She's not doing too well, as I'm sure you can understand.
James nodded.
Let's talk.
Robert said as he gestured for me to follow. The hallways were narrow, dimly lit up with lights that flickered and constant creaking emitted from the walls. It looked disproportionate considering how large it had all seemed from the outside, and as a rather tall guy, I had to crouch down to keep my head from knocking into the ceiling.
I'm sorry about the grim mood. It's the first time we're dealing with something like this. I'm assuming they told you about the situation on the surface? Or? They did, but I have to admit I'm a bit fuzzy on the details. As are we. Mike put himself in lockdown as soon as he returned to the station, and we haven't had clearance to open it yet. Mike didn't give any good reasons? He never got the chance. He fell over dead the second he hit the button.
Robert led us into the central dome. In contrast to the hallways, it was a pleasant surprise. A large living space filled with furniture and personal effects. Had I not known better, I could have believed we were still on the surface.
Mike discovered some microorganisms down in the trench. A new type of parasite, he said. He claimed they were able to withstand any amount of pressure, which isn't a surprise down here, but he also explained that we were completely unaffected by rapid changes in environment.
Robert said as we headed inside an office.
Did he believe he was contagious? Seeing as he was our microbiologist, I can't really come up with any fallible conclusion. Needless to say, we destroyed all the samples, but we still don't know why he put himself into lockdown. But that's not the strangest thing.
I waited patiently for him to continue. While I tried to form words, he clearly had trouble believing himself.
We lost him in the trench for 3 entire days. The tracking systems failed and the comms went down. We did whatever we could, but it was futile. Even if we had found him, he only had enough oxygen for 10 hours, so we unfortunately just presumed he had died. Then, out of nowhere, his tracker reappeared on our systems, showing that he was moving back up to the Tonga elevator. And though he never responded to any of our attempts at contacting him, he was clearly alive. How? It's impossible, but Yet it happened. Once we led him to the station, he simply locked it down and fell over dead on the ground.
Interesting.
How fucked up would that be, by the way? 3 days, you have 10 hours of oxygen, okay? 3 days, and then all of a sudden you reappear. So he was missing, reappears, comes back up, locks himself down, or locks the door and just immediately dies. Very, very fucked. Fuck that. I'd be like, send down one of those fucking pods. Get me out. Get me the fuck out.
Put me on that little tampon you got that came
exactly.
down
The
here.
fucking metal tube. Shoot me up, Doc.
Man, what an interesting concept. Kind of like this mystery happening at a super high-tech underwater base. Before Robert could continue, a technician walked into the office.
When you examine him, be careful not to damage the EPM suit.
This is hardly the time, Henry.
Robert commanded, glaring at him.
I'm just saying, this is a billion-dollar project.
Why don't you go get the equipment for our doctor here?
Robert demanded, getting more agitated by the minute.
Look, Captain, if you just let me get into the airlock, I could take all the necessary precautions.
Absolutely not. Do you think the headquarters would have sent the damn CDC if they thought we couldn't handle it? For Christ's sakes, Henry, know your limits.
The technician left to quickly return with a modified hazmat suit and some surgical supplies. Moved on towards Section B. Unlike the hallways we had traversed before, these were large and well lit up. As we arrived at the airlock, we found Abby standing before the glass door, staring longingly at Mike's lifeless body.
Abby, I know it's time.
She responded as she turned around.
Oh, you're the doctor?
He asked, her eyes red and voice trembling. I nodded.
You'll figure out what did this to him, won't you? I just don't understand. Abby, why don't you come with me while they work? You don't need to see this.
As Robert led her back to the central dome, Henry started unpacking the car to medical supplies, including isolation drapes and the hazmat suit.
All right, I'm gonna guide you through this. No need to mess up a perfectly good EPM suit.
What does EPM mean anyway?
Exoskeletal pressure modulator.
Henry said as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. James and Jennifer helped me seal the hazmat suit, while Henry hung up the isolation drapes. I stepped through while Jennifer entered a code behind me to open the airlock. My ears popped as they sealed the door shut behind me. Both the drapes and airlock were transparent, meaning they could observe everything I did, in addition to a mounted camera on my shoulder for closer view, displayed on a monitor on the other side. Just by the control panel, Mike lay dead, wearing a massive black suit, looking more like a robotic piece of machinery than diver's gear. There were several cables and hooks hanging from the ceiling, and just turning him over was a massive task, as he weighed about half a ton wearing the suit. His face was pale as sheet, with thin streaks of blood pouring from every available orifice. The eyes were red from conjunctival bleeding, completely ridding them from any white.
I'm ready.
All right, the first thing you'll need to do is to simply inspect the suit. Look for any breaches in the integrity. It shouldn't be possible, but in the unlikely event that something broke through, a self-healing mesh should have formed. It looks kind of gray.
I looked over every inch of his suit, from top to bottom.
There,
Let's go.
his feet!
Sure enough, there was a patch of gray that stood out from the matte black metal covering the rest of him.
Something actually perforated his suit.
I got closer, giving them a better view on the monitor.
Clearly the puncture wasn't what killed him, though.
I'd agree with that assessment. Any breach not sealed off within a nanosecond would immediately crush him, but it seemed that the mesh had replaced whatever penetrated the suit at the same time as it was removed.
Next, attach the cables to his shoulder. They are color-coded, so it should be easy enough.
I attached the cables as instructed, which caused the suit to light up and start unhinging.
So, Howie,
The front of the suit opened up,
doing a
revealing Mike's
challenge,
completely mangled body.
basically,
What the hell? That's not pressure damage.
I basically got
Mike's
used
ribs
on
were
the
broken
stuff I get from
outwards,
rewards
but they had not
building
torn
houses.
apart his flesh.
I can use stuff that I get from rewards, which is what I got so far. But these two guns and a shotgun. And it has been from the actual reward screen, not just like it's implied to be a reward type of thing. And I'm doing that to hype me up for Borderlands 4. Because this is the last best game in this series, in my opinion. That's my first time playing Sourdough, which I'm kind of excited about.
Okay, how about this? Lady, I don't even know what to call you. You tell me why you look like you headbutted a belt sander, and I'll let all of you get...
His chest seemed to have expanded almost
That's
twice
how
its normal
listen to
size.
podcasts.
I continued to remove the helmet, pulling it off his head. I looked into his eyes for a brief moment, baffled as to what could have caused his internal organs to essentially explode. For the briefest of moments, it seemed like his eyes moved to meet my gaze.
Did you just see that?
No one said a word.
Ooh,
We all just stared at Mike.
that's
We
fucking
all just stared
creepy,
at Mike.
dude.
It's like the eyes are completely red from all the blood, and like his chest is huge, and he like looks at you really quick.
Yeah,
Man.
or yeah, you think it's like, did I picture that, or did it actually happen? You know?
I love this setting. A
it's great.
super like futuristic high-tech underwater
you
base, and
only-
there's like a quote-unquote disease that killed this guy, and they're doing a
You're saying
investigation.
super high tech. I'm thinking like, I guess like less futuristic and high tech, and more like something that you would see today. It's almost like whenever you see like a NASA space station. It's very like, I don't know, like the exposed cords and stuff. Like it's not like Star Trek. You know what I mean? It's very kind of like bare bones. I mean, it's high tech in the way that it's a device that's up in the stars, but I don't know. Like I'm picturing this thing of like grated metal, and just even like the terrifying sounds of like creaking metal moving, like just kind of like existing outside is fucking me up. Like claustrophobic.
I'm not thinking of it as like high sci-fi. In my head, it's like there's certainly some sci-fi elements like the self-healing mesh,
Sure,
and
sure.
like the exoskeleton suit and stuff. But are you familiar with the video game Soma?
No,
It's this video game where you're like at the bottom of the ocean after like there's been a plague that's wiped out humanity or whatever. But the aesthetics from that game are what I'm imagining. So like a bunch of exposed pipes.
Oh,
Everything's kind of in a state of decay.
Yeah, I'm looking at
or
it now.
wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I picture this in my head.
Oh my god.
No one said a word. We all just stared at Mike, waiting for something to happen. His eyes moved again, darting in random directions as he started gargling, violently contracting his chest.
Oh God, he's still alive!
Jennifer asked. He opened his mouth, letting thousands of massive worms pour out onto the floor.
Oh my God.
They immediately crawled in every direction, up the walls, onto the ceiling, desperately searching for a way out. Mike continued to spew out more slimy worms. His mouth tore open in the process, leaving his jaw completely unhinged before falling off.
Yes.
Once all the worms seemed to have exited his corpse, his chest tore open, revealing even larger worms. It quickly became apparent that all of his organs had been consumed, replaced with the disgusting creatures. Some of them started clinging to my suit as I swatted at them in panic. None of the others knew what to do. They could only stare at me, flailing around. As the worms touched each other, their flesh temporarily fused, forming longer versions of themselves, growing in size and then breaking off again. They wrapped around my arms and legs. I begged for someone to help me, but what could they do?
Hang in there!
Henry yelled as he fumbled with the panel for the airlock. Within seconds, a few small taps emerged from the ceiling, spewing what I could only assume was liquid nitrogen. Whatever it was, the worms froze in place, freezing to the point where I could break them into tiny pieces. It only took a moment, but all the worms had been killed off, and though my suit had partially protected me from the cold, I collapsed, exhausted and shivering onto the ground.
Get me the fuck out of here!
I demanded, knowing full well they couldn't do that until I had dealt with the infestation. Robert had just returned in time to see what the commotion was about, and upon seeing what remained of Mike lying torn to pieces on the ground, he stopped in his tracks. After a minute of catching my breath, I got some sense back. With some morbid sense of humor and functioning on autopilot, I turned towards Henry.
Sorry, but the suit isn't going to be salvaged. We're ejecting the whole fucking airlock as soon as I get out of here.
Henry turned to Robert, pleading for him to make me reconsider despite what we had all just witnessed. But Robert took my side. After removing the reporting unit from the EPM suit, I packed the entire thing into an easily ejectable container,
Oh, you still
while making sure that no worms remained on my suit. All I took was a small sample of a frozen worm packed into a vacuum container. I exited the airlock and handed the sample over to Jennifer. She had prepared the previous parasites brought back by Mike, and I told her to get everything ready so I could determine what we were dealing with. Robert started the procedure of ejecting the airlock's content, including what remained of Mike in the EPM suit. Henry pouting the whole time. James hadn't moved an inch since the event. He turned sickly pale, as if he just realized the severity of the situation.
We have to kill him, Captain.
He said quietly after a few minutes.
Tell me what?
I asked while getting out of the hazmat suit. Robert took a deep breath, mulling over his options.
You're right. Tell me what? The reason why we're stationed down here.
End of part
What
one.
a banger, dude. Whoa. Whoa. Man, I didn't stop because that scene was so well paced, but gosh, the worms flying out of him and getting everywhere, and they fuse together, then fall back apart. Oh, it's like giant nematodes pouring out.
I love it.
Oh, that's great.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Gosh, what a banger, dude. Let's go.
Man, great. Just, I mean, like, I want to keep going. I'm very hooked. The pacing is not only good, we've established a bunch of characters, and there's a lot of great stuff that sets this up for me so far, which is just deception. No one really knows what the fuck is going on. The doc has been sitting down basically on what I can assume is a suicide mission of the sorts.
Yes.
And then also, people aren't telling them of like whatever secret that we're getting ready to find out is what they're actually working on down in the bottom of an ocean on this over $1 billion project going down. It's just, there's so much great stuff. The buildup is great, but also just the gross chest ripping open and worms and I mean, it's just, it's vile and it's fucking horrific. I'm so bought in, dude.
Such an excellent aesthetic. I love it. I love the setting. I love everything about it. I was saving this till the end of the first part. So to give an idea of how much I love it, I think one of the first stories I ever wrote that was over like a page was I had a creative writing class, I think my sophomore year, maybe junior year of high school. And at the end of it, we had to write a short story. So I wrote like this 15-page short story called Leviathan. That was about a group of researchers that were sent to the bottom of the ocean. And they thought they were down there to like analyze some new creature that was reported. But at the end, it turns out they were never sent to the bottom of the ocean. The container they were placed into on top of the ocean was actually a farce, and they were in a monitoring station where they were being induced with like drugs and like psychedelics and stuff like that to see, like an MK Ultra kind of thing, to see what their reaction was. And at the end, like the door, they go crazy and open the door of the airlock and just step outside into a field. So, which that one was like a rug pull. And I think I posted it somewhere online, but then deleted it shortly thereafter because I was like, this is not good. I don't like my writing here. But yeah, like I've always been obsessed with the underwater ocean thing, and the aesthetics of this are great. I like his writing a lot. I like the characters, like the way information's given. This is a banger. Big fan.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know. It's just setting itself up in great ways. Also, too, deep ocean horror. Just fun. What are you supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? It's great.
It's very
Love
fun.
it.
It's very fun. All right. Well, are you ready for part 2?
Part 2. Let's keep it rolling.
Death can be a beautiful thing. Beyond all the stigma associated around the event, it's the beginning of a world that starts directly from the end of another. When a whale dies in extreme depths, they sink towards the ocean floor, where entire ecosystems arise from their decomposing bodies. This is called a whale fall. Mike's EPM suit had left behind 3 days worth of footage. Henry was put on the task of preparing it for viewing. While we couldn't save him, nor the suit, we could at least figure out how Mike died. As we waited, the captain decided it was time for me to learn the truth about their mission, and why no one on the surface had ever heard about the scientific wonder that was Talos.
You saw all the dead sea creatures littering the ocean floor around the station?
I recalled the hundreds of mangled bodies of fish, not the most welcoming sight to the abyss.
James told me something compelled them to dive down here. Some sort of sound?
Robert nodded as he pulled up a computer. After a moment of fumbling, clicked on a sound file.
About 5 years ago, we recorded this coming from the depths of the Tonga Trench.
It was an oddly synthetic sound, like a whale's mating call had been pitched down and jumbled around. In the midst of it all, there was something that sounded like a whisper.
They recorded something similar around the Mariana Trench and called it the biotwine.
It looks like the biotwang's an actual thing.
Okay, so shit,
Looking it
I
up.
came back
Strange
here
sound of the
for
biotwang was first heard bouncing around the Mariana Trench 10 years ago. But apparently they now say that it is the moan of a bride's well? What is a bride's well? I've never heard of that kind of well. Oh. How deep are these things? I don't like that. I don't like that they're that deep. Okay, anyway. The sound played on loop as we talked, oddly eerie for something so innocent.
We first thought it came from a whale, just a bit distorted after traveling vast distances, or instrumental interferences. But then we saw how it affected the wildlife in the region. Blooms of jellyfish appearing out of nowhere, and fish defying all instincts to dive towards the crushing pressure. What made the sound then?
Robert pulled up some pictures on the screen. Creatures similar to roundworms, pitch black. They looked nothing like what I had just witnessed in the airlock, however.
From what we can tell, there's a thus far completely undiscovered ecosystem somewhere down the trench, isolated for millions of years, unaffected by mass extinction events. They have evolved quite differently from life we see on the surface. It's like millions of single-celled organisms working together to form more complex creatures. But unlike ourselves, the cells can detach and rejoin at will. We named it the Syncytium, and that's what killed Mike. They could be a part of it, but what we just saw in the airlock is far longer than the microorganisms we gathered here.
Before we could continue, James interrupted, letting us know the footage was ready to be reviewed.
If they ever decide to declassify the existence of the station, they'll never mention the creatures, nor the sound that alerted us to their presence. I'm sure one day, they'll hail this all as a supreme technological advancement. But truth be told, the reason why the Navy put billions and billions of dollars into this project, so that humanity could traverse the ocean floor, is simply because they want to find whatever is making the sound, and find a way to use it. Gav, they're waiting for us.
We gathered in the central area. Abby sat in the back some distance away from everyone else. She seemed even worse for wear than before, frail, as if she'd lost weight in the past couple of hours since meeting her. Henry controlled the footage, ready to speed through to the important bits, as the descent itself was quite slow. 20,000 feet, the Hadal Zone. I love that recurring thing is still keeping up. Like, the deeper you go, it says the zones that we're entering. That's great.
It's a constant reminder to let you know, like, hey, we're in the middle of nowhere, or like you're in the deepest parts of the ocean. It's like it's a nice little tap on your head.
Yeah, also the Hadal Zone is, if I recall right, it's named that after Hades. Like, it's the same.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's like the bottom, the nothing. So
Right.
we're in hell now. Everything we saw would be from Mike's point of view. Footage started at the airlock, Abby standing before him with a concerned expression on her face.
Don't worry. I'll be back before you know it. It's not like it's my first time in the depths. It's not like they waste $1 billion on me dying anyways.
She didn't seem consoled by his words.
This time is different. We haven't tested the suit beyond 30,000 feet yet.
No, but we've tested pressure. The suit should be able to go much further before breaking.
Henry forwarded the footage. Mike stood directly at the edge of the Tonga Trench. To his left, a platform extended even further down towards the Hadal Zone. An elevator sat at the platform center. A short distance down the trench, he saw endlessly long tendrils gently swaying with the current. They belonged to the body of a malformed creature, looking like it couldn't possibly control its long appendages. It had seemed unfazed by the depths.
Guys, are you seeing this?
He said excitedly as he pointed at the bizarre being.
It's a magnapede squid.
What does that look like? Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the big fin squid. Yeah. This thing went around.
Yeah, so that thing has his very long. On this one, oh, it shows. This thing's awesome. Sorry, let me go to that screen for a second.
Found online.
steering suit. Mag, no. It's good. I say good petrol. So it can be ending from 13 to 26 feet. I'll show you what it looks like. That. Looks like that. Look how long that is. That thing is terrifying.
Because someone got a video of one underneath an oil rig just floating in the distance. Look that up, Hunter. type that in and tell me that it's the worst thing ever.
I would my god.
Yeah.
I know, right?
What the fuck?
That thing's scary.
Huge. Those tendrils are like how long?
It says here,
is
it
that?
says here 26-foot long armed squid found in November of 27 by an oil rig. 26 feet
26
long.
feet. Yeah. Think about how small you'd be next to it.
Yeah, you know Shaq? Yeah, he's not that tall.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because there's like a video of someone
Seems
taking.
like an unspeakable
Like that
entity
video,
underwater.
that's what
How
I'm
many
talking
shacks is
about.
that?
Yeah. All right, so guys, we're
I
looking
say
at
we
maybe,
move
I don't
down
know,
to see a wand that's
probably
tangled,
7
so
shacks
maybe
right here.
I won't
Are you
put
getting
it
this?
over the controls
Do you guys
because
see
it's a
this?
shock.
That's 7
How big
shacks.
it is.
There's just hold on.
7
There's-
shacks and
there-
3 championship rings. Holy shit.
That guys, this thing might be 10 shacks long.
This is 10 shacks long. That's 10 shacks. Pull me up.
He has the picture I just sent you on the wall, but it's just Shaquille O'Neal. Anytime they see something, he runs over to the chart. He's like, "Oh my
All right,
god!"
let me stack the shacks on top of each other and see what we're really dealing with here.
Captain, you're gonna want to see the Captain Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Come on, Chuck. Charles Barkley's down there too. Shaq,
All
I
the
should have told y'all
Sports
we
Center
got to go down to San Antonio. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he sees the squid. He's like, "That's that San Antonio woman floating around out there."
Yeah, the best Charles Barkley quote of all time is he's like, San Antonio women need to learn 2 words. I'm full. Is like the greatest thing of all time.
Uh,
All right.
all right, so that thing's floating around down there. He almost jogged along the edge to get a better view.
Oh,
Seemed
God.
audibly exhausted by the effort.
Don't put too much strain on the suit.
Henry
Oh my
interjected
gosh,
over the
so-
radio.
It'll be fine. What else did they
No,
pay
I don't
for?
think
As he got closer to the squid,
Holy
another
shit.
popped up behind it. One with even longer
I'm not gonna
appendages.
use that, but
Damn. I never thought I'd see one up so close.
Stop messing around and get on the elevator.
Fine, let's not enjoy our jobs then.
He boarded the elevator and strapped himself in. The journey would take him another 15,000 feet into the abyss. It was a loud, sturdy piece of machinery, able to withstand the immense pressure of the dreaded Hadal Zone. Mike himself would control the speed of the descent, only handing over control to Henry should something happen. Not long after the descent started, Mike stalled the elevator.
The suit is making weird noises. That's normal. It's adjusting to the pressure change. We told you that would happen the deeper you got.
Henry explained with an annoyed tone.
Yeah,
27,000 feet. Once more, Mike stopped the elevator, directing his gaze at an edge sticking out from the cliffside. On it lay the corpse of a bowhead whale, almost half a planet away from its natural habitat. The whale had been partially hollowed out, riddled with deep-sea eels and tiny eyeless fish. The entire ecosystem deriving from its death.
How did that whale get here? It died. Like all the other creatures down here. Yeah, but it's a bowhead. At least I think it is. Don't they live around the Arctic? Just continue the descent.
35,433 feet. Horizon deep. The elevator reached the bottom of the trench after about an hour, allowing Mike to finally unbuckle himself from his seat.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Grabbed a box of beacons to allow the next person to easier navigate the area. After stepping off the platform and getting away from its bright lights, it became abundantly clear that the bottom of the ocean was far from empty, and that entire bed was covered in previously undiscovered life, millions of fungal-like plants covering the floor and transparent fat shrimp swimming between, apparently feeding off them. On the cliff wall itself, thousands of bioluminescent plants extended, just a stalk with a blue bulb bending in the direction of Mike's movement. It was hauntingly beautiful, looking as alien as anything from another planet. He continued along the cliffside, putting down a beacon every 100 feet or so.
I half expected this place to be horrible. You know, being named after the god of the underworld and all.
Oh, look at that, I was right. Thanks, Mike. No one responded to his comment.
Guys, you can still hear me, right? Yes, Mike, we can hear you. We're here to work, not make stupid quips. Has anyone ever told you how much better life can be if you just try to enjoy it? Henry, stop being such a killjoy. We're making history down here.
I love the that Henry's being a Poindexter about everything, and Mike's like, "Look, that squid was like 18 checks long." Okay.
I mean,
Can we
Henry,
have fun with
think
this?
about it.
Which one?
Think about it, Henry. 12 shacks tall. And you didn't crack one
You ever
smile?
seen that, Henry?
Okay. I will say, I do not like bootlicker Henry. I'll be completely honest. Don't like him.
Bootlicker Henry. Are you on your ACAB arc again?
Well, listen. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel 10 shacks tall right now. That's all I have to say.
I didn't like the way you said that. I could hear the smirk.
I can't done
You were like, well,
I don't even know what you mean.
it's not an arc if you never got
Shall
off.
live.
It's true.
Every time, my dog back there, every time he lays down, he looks like he's been shot. Like he
Will you give him...
like all four legs sprawled out.
There's
just
no way
straight
you would
down.
shoot him. You spoiled that dog rotten, dude.
Oh, Benny, yeah.
I remember he, for people who don't know, yeah, I went down to his house in like the dogs roll, whatever. Benny, because you said he was just getting out of the hospital, right?
Yes, I think when you came down.
Yeah, because it was funny because that night he was like, oh, this is his favorite snack, and Isaiah was breaking off little pieces of dark Ghirardelli chocolate from his fridge, and he kept handing it to him. And then, I don't know, he got sick, all that kind of stuff, but he spoils that dog rotten.
As he should.
Okay, I've never given my dog chocolate. It was a knee surgery.
No, remember you said, you're like,
stuff.
oh, Ghirardelli, you're spoiled. And it's at 110% dark cocoa.
Okay, that didn't happen. I love my dog. Very
Okay,
nice to
shank
him.
out.
He,
shit's
he,
my homework.
he had elbow dysplasia, so he got a procedure to fix it, and now look how passive he is. He doesn't hurt anymore. And then his brother Ollie had to have double knee replacement
rest
because
his
both of his
soul.
knees went out. So
Yeah.
he's still alive. Ollie's still alive. Thank you. It's not dead.
That's fucked up.
He just doesn't like coming up the stairs up here because he's old.
That
and his legs hurt.
That Ghirardelli sponsor is really paying itself in full, huh?
All right, well, I'm just gonna keep reading. So, I'm not gonna win this one. Henry didn't respond.
How about you hand Abby the radio? Hell, I'd rather listen to the captain ramble about protocol, going on and on.
Mike stopped dead in his tracks, reaching the end of the cliff. Before him was a steep fall, leading down to an endless chasm of darkness.
Henry, are you sure the elevator took me all the way down to the trench?
Yes, as he stared into the abyss.
Yes. You're at 35,000 feet. Well, it's just that I'm standing at the edge of the cliff. And this is clearly not the bottom of the ocean. That's impossible. We surveyed the entire area with sonar. Well, I'm telling you.
The ground beneath Mike crumbled to pieces. He slid off the edge of the cliff and dove further into the deep.
Oh, shit.
Ugh.
Fuck
That's
that.
terrifying.
So now he's like free falling a little bit. Or he's like, yeah, sliding or whatever. Fuck that.
The darkness now surrounding him was absolute. Nothing could possibly help him orient himself as he fell. To fall in the ocean was a much slower process, giving him time to think what kind of fate awaited him as he sunk to depths never before known by mankind. He called out for his crew members while desperately clawing at the cliff, but even with the suit, he was unable to slow his descent. As he got deeper, the suit started emitting loud beeps, alarms to alert to rapid pressure changes exceeding 16,000 psi. Before he could even react, he hit the ground hard. Mike fell silent, passed out from the impact. Unknown feat. The void. Minutes after landing at unknown depths, Mike awoke to the sound of the suit beeping. The suit had held its ground and was starting to adjust to the new pressure. The manometer was broken. His tracking device malfunctioning. We could only try to guess how far he'd fallen. Mike grunted as he got to his feet, taking some time to figure out what had happened.
Henry, you there?
No response.
Captain... anyone?
Apart from a few malfunctioning instruments, most of the suit seemed intact, yet no contact could be made with the base. Everything past that point would be after the comms went down, and we all patiently awaited to learn of Mike's fate. Despite having fallen far beyond what we believed to be the ocean floor, he had just landed on another plateau, with an endless distance still progressing downwards. The abyss was ever present, taunting us with its emptiness.
Please respond, please respond.
He begged, defeated. He activated the beacon still attached to him and checked his surroundings. He had landed directly in front of a cave leading inside the cliff wall, and moving steeply upwards, while protocol strictly dictated to wait for rescue in these situations, we could hear gargled sound emitting from the cave. Whatever it was, it compelled Mike, decided to check out the cave. The walls inside were perfectly smooth, an impossible formation of rocks reflecting the bright light shining from EPM suit, lighting up the cave as far as it stretched. But man, how otherworldly.
Fuck that.
It's like
man.
it's like a tube, and like your own lights from the suit are reflecting so far it lights it up.
Also, too, just the thought that he's on a plateau, it still goes deeper, much deeper.
Yes. He's nowhere near the bottom, yeah. Mike stared at the shiny walls for a moment, adjusting the light. They had seemed smooth at an angle, but when light was pointed directly at them, it uncovered bizarre patterns, like symbols not corresponding to any known language.
Fun fact,
That's so cool.
in this second layer,
While he studied the symbols, loud sound shook
people
through
used
the
to
cave,
think
almost
was
sweeping
actually
Mike
a
off his feet. It
because
sounded similar to the
like
BL2,
someone
but
else says
slight
something good.
differences. The rhythm was
That's how it
strange. It seemed to put Mike
that's how
further
it,
into a trance, and he
tends to-
diligently followed the source, ignoring any chance of rescue. The
Let's go.
further in he
The
went.
tensor
The cave
pressure
led to
was
a much larger cavern, extending beyond the reach of any light source he had available. Unlike the tunnel, these walls weren't smooth, but were covered in millions of tiny holes, each perfectly round, each identical to the last. Upon closer inspection, the holes weren't empty, but filled with worms, just like the ones we'd seen spewing out of his body inside the airlock. He wriggled and reached for Mike as he walked through the cavern, pulled towards the sound in the distance, getting louder with each passing step. The deeper he got, the less he seemed distracted by the holes, which were growing in size alongside the worms. Mike's only hypnotic objective was to reach the sound. On top of the worms, spindly, long-legged creatures walked across. They looked like shellless spider crabs, dipping their limbs into the worms, merging temporarily while seeming to feed them. For each dip into the holes, their limbs grew shorter, while the worms expanded. So the worms that can form together to make different structures, like make these spider crab-like shapes. Crawling around. Have you ever seen a spider crab before?
Yeah.
yeah, it's
freaky.
tough.
Eventually, he reached a
Right.
corner of the cavern, with it the source of the sound. It was a half-consumed whale calf attached to the wall, bound by hundreds of massive
Ass
worms
ripple.
extending into its torn flesh. Despite being half-eaten and broken beyond any chance at life, it somehow didn't succumb, as if the worms themselves kept it alive, involuntary life support, repurposed for their own needs. The calf gaped open, its half-eaten jaw. So mangled, Mike could see straight into its vocal cords, which were also covered in the worms, tugging and moving them into position. The whale screamed, emitting another jumbled sound that pulled Mike even closer. While Mike was distracted, several worms had emerged from their holes, rapidly swarming around him. Within seconds, they had joined together, wrapping around his legs and climbing up the suit. It temporarily brought Mike back to sanity as he tried to tear the worms off, but they were far faster than him, trapped inside a slow, metal box. He stumbled to the ground, allowing more worms and their spindles to cover each of his limbs. The creatures merged together, forming a sheet of flesh that soon covered the entirety of his body. Mike fell silent, and the camera showed nothing but a flesh-colored mass, muffling any audio save for Mike's panicked breath. He screamed as a loud bang almost broke his speakers, the sound of his suit being perforated and the mesh refilling the hole we had found on the sole of his feet. The creatures had gotten inside his suit, digging into his flesh, Mike crying in agony before falling silent. We all stood speechless in front of the monitor, now displaying nothing but a timer, proving the camera was still running. Abby had left, with James following to console her.
That can't be. Let me forward it.
Henry said, half whispering in shock. We forwarded through almost 3 days of nothing, while the worms incubated inside Mike, trapped alone in the cavern, no one knowing where he was. The cameras started clearing up, the flesh sheet peeling off as the view showed that Mike had returned to the elevator. During the 3 days down in the trench, the Syncytium had occupied, covering it with their fleshy appendages. Mike was controlling it, or whatever remained of him inside the suit. He wandered towards the station, flakes of syncytial flesh falling off him for each step. His crew called out for him over the radio now that they could reach him, but Mike could do nothing but gargle as worms had consumed most of his lungs. At the airlock, he stumbled inside, ready to unleash hell within the station. For a brief moment, Mike managed to halt himself. Perhaps the thought of hurting those he loved was enough for him to temporarily gain control, just enough time to shut down the airlock, putting himself into lockdown. Mike collapsed to the ground. He had died days ago, but his will remained even as he turned nothing more than a vessel for the horrors he now carried with him. The footage ended. We stood in silence for a moment, none of us daring to speak a word about Mike's cause of death. I hardly believed it, despite having almost fallen victim to the same fate.
Henry, call headquarters. Tell them we're shutting this project down.
Robert said, breaking the silence.
Jennifer, destroy the sample from the airlock. It's still sealed, right?
Jennifer nodded before heading towards the lab.
We need to make sure whatever this is, it stays in the abyss.
I joined Henry as he attempted to call headquarters, the radio returning nothing more than jumbled static. Robert was checking all security feed, sending out drones to scavenge for the Syncytium at the elevator.
Captain, the comms are completely down. Can't get any signal.
On the security feed, we saw that the flesh of the Syncytium had stretched along the ground, covering some of the corpses of fish that littered the ocean floor. It was impossibly large, using the elevator and platform as a scaffold for climbing up towards the station. A loud metallic clang sounded through the station, followed by an alarm.
What the hell was that?
There you go.
Sector C.
An automated voice said.
Isolated! What about just do it?
Henry frantically tried to navigate the security system, attempting to get an idea as to the extent of the damage.
What's in Sector C? It's the lab. Fucking hell. I hope Jennifer didn't get there yet.
While the station sealed, trapping anyone inside, another loud bang shook us. The alarm sounded again.
Hull breach, Sector B. Fuck, what now?
Robert stood still in shock, frozen by the decision of saving the station or fleeing.
We have to evacuate.
Was all he could say. End of part 2.
Part 2, into part 3. I want to just roll right in. I'm stoked.
Part 3.
I will say too, just that the worms can just basically join together and create basically a giant flesh blanket that just can like wrap around, and like also them being able to reanimate life is pretty sick too. The idea of like a whale head just being down there screaming is so creepy.
Well, it gives you the idea that it could do the same with people, right?
Well,
If
yeah,
you had
that's
a
what
person's
happened with
head, they could use
Mike.
the vocal cords to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just puppeted him. Yeah, they kept
found
him
footage.
alive enough to move, but
A found footage POV of Mike's thing, and all you hear is just him gargling like, because it's just Basically, worms just rolling around in his throat. Just so gross, man.
Part 3, the final part. Most of my old crew, after leaving the Navy, struggled to get over their longing for the ocean. Such was the case for my submarine captain, Lewis Johnson. He always claimed the sea would be his final resting place, where he truly belonged. Following his honorable discharge, he went straight into hyperbaric pipeline welding. It's a dangerous job, where the only enemy is invisible. Always stalking each dive, each new mission. A foe that can't be sensed, but with the ability to destroy everything you are in a split second. Pressure.
Maybe I'm cursed. Unable to live on land with my own people, but at least I'll die where I belong.
He had said. Johnson would be lucky enough to forever be united with his one true love. At the sight of a purse pipe, took him away, finally making him one with the deep blue. It's funny how the brain operates as everything around you is falling to pieces, far beyond your own control. Once there's nothing left you can do, the mind turns to a place of safety, fond memories from a time long since past. For me, those memories belong to my time of service, to my old captain and crew. It wasn't an easy time, but it was filled with purpose, with my problems solely confined to the ocean. When Robert yelled at me to get my ass in gear, I finally snapped back to reality.
Doc, come on! We've got to get the hell out of here!
James returned to the Central Dome alongside Abby. They had heard the alarms, but hadn't the faintest idea about what had occurred during their brief absence.
Get to Section A. There's still 2 transport capsules. Get number 05 ready for departure and wait for me.
Bap, what are you gonna do?
Jennifer's in lockdown. I'm getting her out. What if the creatures got inside?
Robert thought for a moment before handing her a walkie.
If you don't hear from me in 15, just leave.
The station shook as another hole was torn through one of the sections. My ears popped from the shockwave.
I'm coming with you. You're not facing them alone. No. We need you to pilot the transport capsule. If you get hurt, we're stuck down here.
It wasn't a valid excuse. They all knew fully well that the submarine was easy enough for any of the crew members to maneuver, but Robert refused to risk any more lives and would use whatever reason he could come up with.
Cap, please. That's an order! Get out of here now!
He hesitantly agreed and started leaving.
I'll join you then. I know nothing about this station, the sub. I can at least assist you should something happen.
I said, knowing he couldn't come up with any excuse to stop me. He reluctantly agreed, and together we headed for the labs in Section C, worrying that Jennifer might be trapped behind the airlock, or worse. Drowning is a horrible way to die. Once you realize there's no way to reach the surface, you're trapped in a cold, dark tomb. Your throat simply closes up. No matter how hard you try to inhale, your body simply refuses, even as the agonizing pain of running out of air overpowers your natural instinct to breathe. You simply refuse to give in to the overwhelming desire. It isn't until the body starts shutting down and the corners of your vision start to darken that you reach the breaking point. Your brain decides to pull something in, regardless of whether air is present or not. Suddenly, ice-cold water flows in through your throat, unstoppably filling your lungs, so desperate for air. It's a clumsy, painful way to go. By the time water has filled each alveoli, most are still unconscious, with just enough time to regret their decision to ever enter the ocean. I thought it funny as we ran towards the airlock that at least we wouldn't drown. Surely the worms would consume us, or the pressure from a collapsing station would instantly crush us.
How did the hole get breached anyway?
I asked as we got closer.
It's supposed to be impossible, but I'm sure it's those fucking monsters.
The alarm had stopped alerting us about the hull breach and was now recommending a station-wide evacuation.
Warning. Hull integrity severely compromised. All crew report to designated docking stations.
How much time do we have? Not enough.
As we turned the corner at Section C, we saw Jennifer sitting against the wall on the wrong side of the airlock. It took a moment to realize the horror of the situation. We saw her legs fused with the flesh of this Insidium. It started eating away at her lower body, digging their way through her flesh and rapidly replacing her organs with their own meat. Despite all this, she remained conscious.
Jen?
Robert said, the only word he could muster from the shock of what lay in front of our eyes. She slowly turned her head towards us with her eyes red from hemorrhaging, as worms had consumed her insides.
Captain? Is that you?
She said, weakly, blind from the blood feeling the inside of her eyes.
I'm here, Jen. I guess the sample wasn't dead after all.
She choked with a hoarse voice as she coughed up what could only be a mixture of blood and lung parenchyma.
Why the fuck did they give me two badasses?
He's here with me now. I'm so sorry, Jen. I know. There's nothing left to do. I guess this is just it.
She coughed up, violently spewing out pieces of her lung and worms.
Yeah.
Captain, it's not your fault that a monster from the abyss crawled its way up to destroy us.
She said, voice cracking as she writhed in agony. I looked over at Robert. He looked horrified, but couldn't take his eyes off her.
It really hurts. Please eject this section. I just want it to be over.
Robert nodded, forgetting that she couldn't see him. I went over to the control panel. It's fairly easy to use, especially after having witnessed Henry mess with it before. All I needed was the passcode. I thought it wouldn't be right to let Robert essentially execute her himself.
I'll do it. Rob? Yes. Don't let these fuckers get to the surface. Promise me that much. I promise.
Her abdomen started bulging out. She screamed in pain as the worms started tearing open her stomach.
Captain, the code.
He told me the numbers, and I input them without hesitating. Years of watching people suffer a prolonged death, knowing that we could do nothing but pointlessly extend their lives, had desensitized me to pulling the plug. Immediately, hatches opened up on the walls and alarms sounded as water started pouring in, but since the hole had already been partially breached, they quickly collapsed in on themselves. In a few seconds, Jennifer had died.
Let's get out of here.
We ran back towards the central area. We had to transverse the entire station to get towards Section A. It was the only remaining escape, but as we got to the offices, we could hear something moving within the walls, knocking their way through the pipes.
The pumps! They're getting into the fucking pumps!
Talos's pumps were ancient machinery compared to the rest of the station. As the dome was inserted, they needed to move tons of water outside against the immense pressure. But after finishing the station, they had been long since forgotten, left inside the walls while they installed more permanent solutions. Before we could react, the walls broke open and the syncytium poured itself through the holes, taking the shape of malformed flesh extending rapidly alongside the walls. We were cut off from our escape with only the office available as temporary refuge from the oncoming swarm of worms and flow of flesh. But our safe haven would quickly become nothing more than another prison to extend our survival.
It won't hold them for long. What now?
Robert went straight for his desk, pulling out a pistol from the top drawer.
You brought a gun to the bottom of the ocean? You didn't? You never know when you might have to quell a mutiny.
Tell I wasn't amused. We both knew a gun wouldn't slow them down significantly, but any help was welcome. He continued, I assumed the gun's for them. I assume those bullets aren't meant for the worms. That wasn't his intention.
Right.
He continued to rummage through the closets in the room, eventually pulling out 2 unused hazmat suits, just like the ones I had used while inspecting Mike.
It kept you safe inside the airlock. The worms couldn't penetrate the suit, right?
Robert asked me with pleading eyes.
Look, they breached the EPM suit, made of fucking metal. I don't think these will make a big difference. Might slow them down, but that's it. It's our best shot.
The worms had started to pile up on the door, forming a contracting mesh, slightly cracking the glass.
It's now or never. James better have the damn sub ready to go.
Robert said as we got into the suits. He fired a shot, not at the door, but at the tempered glass wall beside it, shattering it to a million cubical pieces as we jumped through. Stumbled to the ground, a few worms getting onto my hand as I stood back up. Robert pulled them off me and shoved me forward. We spurted for the entrance to Section A. We were far faster than the worms, but they had formed a mesh covering most of the ceiling and dropped down on top of us for each step we took. Another hole in the wall burst open directly above the airlock towards Section A, causing another slump of meat to land in front of the door.
Shit!
Robert yelled as he instinctively pulled his weapon and fired at the mass on the floor. I froze in place as the worms disintegrated from the bullet's impact, reforming, hastily crawling towards us. I tried to turn away and run, but I didn't reach it in time. To my surprise, the worms completely ignored my presence and headed straight for Robert, pouring onto him from all directions, pulling him to the ground. He screamed in agony as they formed around his limbs, making him unable to fight back. I hurried towards him and tried to pull them off, but for each worm I removed, 100 others joined in. Within seconds, they managed to tear a hole at the armpit region of his suit. He immediately wriggled themselves in through the hole. I tried desperately to pull him up, but he shoved me away as he realized there wasn't any hope left for him.
Get out of here, Doc!
Gargled as the blood started to fill in his lungs. I didn't even hesitate. Painfully, ran for my life while the syncytium was too distracted by consuming Robert. No matter what I had done, he was already dead. The hallways narrowed drastically as I once more returned to Section A, I frantically tried to input the code to close the airlocks. It took me 2 attempts with shaky fingers to get the correct code, but within a second, the door sealed. I was once more separated from the abomination on the other side.
I'm so sorry, Robert.
Central Dome finally gave in under the pressure. Massive streams of water quickly collapsing the ceiling. The station fell apart, and the central power was annihilated under the flood. Plunged into darkness and silence, I ventured further towards the docking station. While each section of Talos supposedly had their own backup generator, for some reason it hadn't been activated yet in that section, making it hard to navigate through the narrow labyrinth of hallways.
Can anybody hear me?
Called, my voice echoing endlessly. I bumped my head as I saw a light appearing in the distance. James came running towards me holding a flashlight.
Doc, you're still with us? Thank God,
He said, his joy quickly fleeting as he realized I'd come alone.
What happened? Where's Jin? And the captain?
I just shook my head in response. No words could convey what had happened at the dome. Their absence proved enough about their unfortunate outcome or futile escape attempt.
No time to worry about that now. We need to get out of here. The capsule is just about ready to leave for the surface. We only need Henry to figure out how to get the power back.
When we arrived at the docking station, I was relieved by the increase in ceiling height, only ever so slightly. Henry was busy at work on the control panel trying to figure out what had cut the power from the backup generator. Abby standing behind him with a flashlight.
God damn it! Something has torn away the backup generator. Not sure how, but I'm sure I know what. Fucking abysmal demon spawn! Between the lack of power and the damaged hull, the sub can't release from the station. Essentially, we're stranded here.
None of us spoke a word, trapped in a tin can 20,000 feet below the surface with no transport. After what felt like an eternity, Henry finally broke the silence.
They're all great ideas, but that won't work.
Said sarcastically in response to our lack of solutions.
Well, do you have any ideas then, genius? As a matter of fact, I do.
He walked into the capsule and started messing around with the electronics, eventually pulling off one of the panels.
There are 3 batteries powering the sub. And the way I see it, I could take one out, and it should still have enough power to get to the surface. Thus, I need to connect the battery to the airlock.
He continued as he pulled one of them out of the capsule.
Then, I'll override the door. I'll blow open the pressure, and resulting wave of water should forciously eject the sub. What about you? Well, someone has to stay behind to follow through on this plan. Let me do it then. You idiot. One wrong connection and the door fries. Locking forever. And I'm the only one with the expertise. There has to be another way. There isn't. Trust me.
This is your bootlicker. This is the guy you called a bootlicker. What do you have to say about that now? What do you have to say about that now? Look at you.
I'm a bastard.
You called him a bootlicker and a bad guy. Now he's like, I'm the only one who can do this. I have to drown myself
I like to
down
think
here.
that he learned a little something from Mike. He joked around there, sarcastic, trying to break the tension. He evolved as a character. I like him. What am I supposed to say?
You called him a bootlicker, and now he's dying to save everyone.
Yeah, well, I also just said I was wrong, bitch. There it is.
All right, whatever. The story has a lot of sacrifice, from Mike locking himself inside to the captain going, and now him, Henry. James and I looked at each other, both wanting to speak up, but neither able to come up with an alternative solution. Henry went back into the transport capsule and sealed the panel shut again.
I wish you were all smarter. Maybe one of you could have stayed behind.
Said as sarcastically as ever, but for the first time with the slightest smirk on his face.
Thank you. Yeah. Time for you to go.
So I survived.
Shut the door to the capsule. We watched as Henry walked away for the last time, ready to face his fate. An asshole to the bitter end, but one with a kind heart. Like his other perished crewmates, he would forever remain at the ocean basin, never again witnessing sunlight. Time went on forever, and we waited for a wave of water that might just as likely crush us in an instant. With a ton of luck, we'd be ejected out from the station, and from there, we could reach the surface. It would be the most violent takeoff in the station's history, but also the last. Minutes later, we heard the sound of the airlock opening before shattering to pieces under the immense pressure of exploding water and syncytial flesh. It only took about 10 seconds for the wave to hit us, and we shoot out from Talos, the hallway behind us falling apart as we did. It hit us hard, roughed us up a bit, but we survived. James took control of the vessel and didn't hesitate to start ascending towards the surface. Abby and I stared out the tiny window. On the other side, we could see the utterly crushed remains of Talos, dimly illuminated by the light still powered up by the generators at Section C, which had been completely covered by the flesh of the syncytium. The thousands of corpses of fish that previously littered the ocean floor had been cleaned up and were now a part of the ever-growing monster from the abyss. A wave of relief washed over me, with my heart calming down for each foot of our ascension. I no longer felt the need to constantly look out the window. The world outside was dark, and whatever life once remained down there and consumed alongside my longing for the ocean. Once we reached a depth of 5,000 feet in the middle of the midnight zone, we managed to establish contact with the USS Orion, called for an emergency evacuation. They were quite the distance away, but by the time we'd reached the surface, they would pick us up, albeit curious as to what happened in the depths. At 3,000 feet, the first rays of daylight greeted us with the warmth of the sun. The ocean started filling up with peaceful life, fish thriving in the waters, completely ignorant to the horrors that existed directly below them. Vast darkness turned to a calming blue, and for the first time since being hired for this mission, I felt safe. Before long, we breached the surface and were greeted by a team wearing hazmat suits as we boarded the ship. We had been unable to alert them to the situation. All they knew was that a potential contagion existed in the depths, one we could have brought back with us, so understandably they locked us in the sick bay, isolated from the rest of the crew. For 72 hours, they pricked and prodded at us, taking multiple blood samples and even a CSF probe. After they all returned normal, no sign of sickness was apparent, they led us into more comfortable living arrangements as we set for shore. After being released from the sick bay, I hardly saw James and Abby. They spent most of their time in their rooms, only coming out for the occasional interrogation. Headquarters were incredibly curious as to how a state-of-the-art installation suddenly collapsed, so we had absolutely no proof of the events that had transpired. They needed someone to blame, but as a part of the CDC, not the original Talos crew, I was safe from prosecution. All that was required of me was to sign a non-disclosure agreement, one I'm breaking now to warn you about the horrors of the abyss. We know more about what exists in outer space than we do about the life in our own oceans, and that's how it should remain forever. These creatures, this Insidium, can't be killed. As long as one single cell remains, it would be enough to restart their hives, and I fear that with the consumption of Talos, they have learned about life on the surface. Now that I'm posting this, I'm heading for the center of disease control. I can feel the worms wriggle. I knew it! I knew he was infected! I knew he was infected. I was like, that was way too clean of a way to escape. Yes, okay. I can feel the worms wriggling inside my chest as I type this, ready to burst at any moment. I guess the suit didn't protect me after all. I hope James and Abby are safe. They get a second chance at living a happy life. I'm so sorry for all of this. For what's to come.
End.
Oh, Isaiah. That was so fun. What a fun story.
It's fun. I don't know. I'm saying this not as a negative, but I'm disappointed. I want more. It's like one of those stories where it's like the disappointment comes from like I wanted so much more from that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent first part. Maybe one of the most effective first parts of a story we've ever read. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I think that like this story would have benefited greatly from just more meat. Like, I mean, the biggest thing is we go down with Mike, we get his footage, and then from there we basically see like the smooth cave with the holes. These organisms, these worms are technically, from what if I remember right, is like the first organism on Earth, and they've just survived everything. So like technically this is the first thing to ever live.
Or they were the only one to survive like mass extinction events and stuff like that.
Right, true. Yeah. So there's that, but then there was like weird cryptic writings on the walls to where it's like, are they like able to write these things?
That implies to me they have an intelligence. Like they learn, because he mentions at the end, I fear after consuming Talos, they know about life above. I think it's kind of like a hive mind thing.
Well, I wish there was just more put into that, and I wish that we had more. Like they set up all these great characters. Henry is a great character. That's like kind of a hard ass that takes his job seriously, and then at the end he evolves into like a guy. Which I mean, he always had a heart, but it was just like the stern asshole that had to like keep shit on track, whatever. But he's a selfless saint.
And he died.
And even like the captain. Yeah, no, I mean like the captain, good guy. And even like James, I mean, all of them, Abby, Jen, all great characters. I wanted just to know more about them. I think like one thing this story would have benefited from is like more time talking about like I guess just like there's a lot of setup for things that just don't have tons of payoff. You know, like just like the idea of people going crazy and stuff. Like, could have danced around the idea of like, is there something out there? Isn't there something out there? Because it's just kind of immediately like, this is what it is, right?
Yeah, I would be totally fine with this being a much longer story.
Oh yeah, and that's just that's where the majority of the criticisms come in for me, is just like you set up a lot of things that don't have a huge payoff. But that within itself, I love the idea of like the narrator, the doc, the worms in his chest at the end. It's like you can see it coming, but it's still just satisfying to be like, of course he's infected, and you have to assume that maybe even James and Abby are. Who knows? You know, we don't really know what happened. I mean, there's no contact, but you know, with the doc and the submarine with them, did anything happen? Who knows? It was really really fun. Really enjoyed this one, man. So creepy. And then too, the visual of like thinking, like looking out of a little porthole and seeing a giant wave, like a carpet of flesh, and there's just like dead whales and other fish conjoined in with it, and it's just like covering the section A and B of this building of Tardos.
Yeah, it's like the visuals were so good. It blends off so many sci-fi elements, but also kind of like, I mean, it reminds me of movies like Alien, right? Like the isolation, but there's a creature and they're trying to kill. What was that one movie about? There was a life form on a space station that was absorbing people. Life. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
This show's good.
I think it was just called Life.
I can't remember.
Yes, yeah, it was called Life. Yeah, there was this thing. It started out as a little cell, but then it started to like consume people and like become this larger biomaterial. Yeah, this story reminds me of that a lot. But I love that, the idea of like an isolating thing that you're trapped there with it. There was an underwater movie with Kirsten Stewart, the one at the end. I think it was just called Underwater, where at the end it was like Cthulhu that was down there.
Yeah. I saw the tail end of that. Allison was watching and I saw the tail end of it, but I didn't know if I needed to watch it for myself to see the sound, the ringing that people have heard. What was it called? The bio twang. The bio twang. Was that just the fish head that was in the wall, or was there ever really a reasoning for that?
I think it's saying that's just the noises that the worms make somehow to attract things down to them. It's like an anglerfish's lure, like trying to pull people towards it, or other fish towards it, because they just feed off of any mass. Yeah,
which I think is awesome. I really love that. I like the idea too that the kind of harrowing line of like now that the Syncytium are on the vessel on Tardos, that it knows that there's life on the surface. Like it's going to keep going up because it knows that there's more up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just really enjoyed that. I don't know. All in all, I mean, like, I don't know. It was fucking great. Really, really fun story, man.
That was what I love about this show so much. And I mean, I guess it's just stories in general, right? But we get to jump around. Like the last week was a church in the middle of the woods. And, you know, before that we've covered cults, we cover supernatural, we cover far future and stuff like that. Like there's so many different cool settings you can tell neat horror stories through. This one reminds me a lot too of the one we did. The other astronaut on this mission died. Like you can just do so many interesting things with stories. It's so cool to see what people who are just writing stories for the love of the game are able to put together. It's great. I really love this story. This was a banger. Short, sweet. I wish it was longer. But for what we had of it, I loved it.
I just want, selfishly, I wish I wanted more, but that was just me being greedy, a greedy little pig. I will say at the end of part 3, there is a link to Richard Saxon, who is the author, his Facebook, which we'll leave that link there as well in case you want to follow him and maybe any updates that he does have.
He also
with some of his
posted
stories.
that he's finished a novel. This was 2 years ago, so I don't know current status, but he's finished a novel that is currently undergoing edits. The name of the novel is The Walls of the Basement Used to Talk to Me Growing Up, which is a cool name.
I like that.
Yeah, but this guy writes a ton of stuff. some about like creepy woods, some about sci-fi, stuff like that. So yeah, check him out. We'll have his stuff linked in the description. I certainly want to check out. Oh, he has another underwater one called "I'm a rescue diver specialized in underwater caving. We discovered something horrible in the depths."
We'll have to read that one too. That's just, the ocean is such a haunting place, and it's cool too because I feel like a lot of times we've had a lot of like camp ones. There's a lot of stuff of just eerie, like home creepy paranormal stuff. So diving more into the ocean would be just a treat for me, at least. I love the setting of that. It's just very, very haunting. But thank you guys so much for listening to this episode or watching this episode on YouTube. Thank you to all of our audio listeners on Spotify, Jesus Christ, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We appreciate you listening there, giving us a nice rating. It does help us out a lot. And of course, to our beautiful patrons who also got this episode ad-free. So appreciate you so much, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. And as always, we will see you in the next one. Stay creeped, bitches. Bye.
Don't get eaten by worms. Unless you want to, I guess. Bye.
Reese is dead? He was one of the first Crimson Raiders I recruited to the Raiders.
1 second.
Get that power core back, and while you're at it, kill some...
Okay, we'll swing to Patreon. Exclusive content. Which one is just like going deep into a VOD of a very unknown YouTube channel. So
Welcome back, dearies, to your exclusive Patreon content.
sounds like
Yes.
no one knows
Today
what's
we're going to be doing another off the record episode, off the record number 2. Actually, I'm looking this up right now because I want to know when's the last time we did an off the record.
Was that an impression of something?
No,
That was very familiar, the voice you just did.
it kind of sounded like the Crypt Keeper, I think.
It did, a little bit. It also sounded like there's a character on Smiling Friends that does that voice too. It's like,
Spice
"Yes,
Hunter's not in Smiling
or
Friends."
whatever.
So,
I can't remember which one.
A year ago.
I think it
It's been a year, just letting you know.
since we did one of these.
Since we did off the record, which that was a thing we are going to do to alternate between, reading big, long, super long stories and then being able to have a riff to where if you could do that. But now I think that we can do it here and then just kind of shoot the shit for, a little bit and then get to, just chat and see if there's anything that's on your mind, anything that's on my mind, and it's off the record.
It's off the record. This is the exact kind of content these animals over here on the Patreon want. Just absolutely no content, no stuff being made, just us talking.
Oh,
And
there's
that's what
content.
they get. So you're welcome. We're fulfilling our legal obligation to speak to you animals, and nothing more. No. Yeah, it has been a while since we've done the off the record. I feel like Creepcast is at a point now where on the main channel we kind of can't do that again, like
Yeah,
like now
well,
people wait and rely on like the weekly uploads and stuff.
I think that it just serves its place here. It serves its place for being storytelling, but for people that are diehard or most beautiful fans, they might want to just hear us shoot the shit for an hour. And also, there's a lot of stuff too I want to talk to you about. that just it wouldn't make sense to do it on the show. Just distract too much from the story. As much as I know that's a huge meme right now, by the way. It's a
I
big
don't
meme.
know.
that we take away from the
That's my best
story.
part.
Well, not necessarily we take away from the story,
That's my favorite
but
part.
it's an hour-long story, but it's a 4-hour-long episode because there's 3 hours
yeah,
of tangents or whatever.
Of course. But that's why you're there. Because any of the stories we cover, you can look up or read
Yeah.
online.
exactly.
But that's not why.
Well, see, that's why that's why we package it the way we do. But see, it's
Exactly.
cute right now. People are like, hee, yeah. But see, that's why I like it. And I have there's something cooking in the kitchen, is what I gotta say, sweetie. And I think that in time, people are gonna flip the switch and just be like, Jesus Christ, would you just read the goddamn story?
See, because like what a lot of YouTubers will do is they'll start and they'll be very robotic, and then as they start to inject personality and like talking about stuff, the audience doesn't like it because they're not used to it. But from the jump, we were already riffing and doing stuff like this. So because of that, I think we're safe.
We're staying consistent. We're staying true.
Correct.
That being said, there's a couple things I want to talk to you about. One, wanted to give you an update, and then also I want to get some comments in the post in the episode here from our patrons. So we are looking at we've locked in Chicago, by the way, on Halloween for the charity.
Yes.
So the
So the
charity
tickets
show.
are not for sale yet, right?
No,
We just
tickets
know
are-
it'll be Chicago,
Yeah.
October 31st.
Exactly. We'll have a window of time where patrons will be able to probably get first
Buy
dibs at
tickets
them before
first.
anything. But
Oh, we need that.
there's a couple thoughts. One is we have to pay to rent the room or whatever, the theater and stuff. But other than that, we're doing other expenditures of like getting shirts made and stuff like that. I was curious what you thought, just off the cuff. You know, nothing doesn't mean anything set in stone here, but this is also something to relay to our listeners here. Is what ticket price are you thinking for this thing? Because my gut says 50 to 60 for a charity show.
What was the first show?
I don't know.
I think it was 40, right?
I think
be
so.
wrong on that.
I think it was something in there. And then there was like a meet and greet thing, whatever, which I don't know if we're going to be doing a meet and greet on this one versus just like after the show, we might just like hang out outside and talk with people. We did that a couple times at some of the shows. But it just depends on like when we have to be out of there and all that stuff and all that jazz.
What,
you know?
what I was going to say is if we did 40 for our first tour, and we didn't really know what we were doing and stuff, and this one now the profits are going to charity, I think 50 to 60 is perfectly reasonable, especially because if we can follow through on some of the stuff you and I have talked about, they will get more stuff with their ticket than just the show. There'll be like goodies,
Yeah.
you know, things
Yeah.
like that.
Things that we're trying to do.
Plus,
which-
it's for charity and it's a one night only kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, which that's why I was just trying to be like, how do we make the most out of these tickets and stuff? That way, too, if people aren't, because the other thing too is we're going to be having like shirts and stuff for sale. Like there'll be like some stuff that's all just collectively supposed to be like, it isn't just the ticket sales, but it's also the merch. And that was going to be a thing I was going to ask you about too. Do you think that the merch should be on like sale online for like a week or something, or should it just be unique to the show?
Can we do it? Didn't we do like unique shirts
peace,
with the
It's a good deal
previous
for those
tour where
two.
the people that actually showed up had the tour dates across the back?
Yeah. Yep.
We
It
could do
was
something
different.
like
It was
that
like
again.
a different version for sure. Yeah.
We could do something like that again because since it's a charity thing, I think it'd be better to sell them online so that the profits from it can also, you know, stack on top of the charity funds from the show itself.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
But then just make a different version for people that were there that stands out. Then both sides are happy, I think.
But that was just something I wanted to jot down so people know here and now that this year, Chicago, Halloween, going to be doing a nice creep cast live. Last time, if people who didn't go to the show, we basically read what was it, like 3 or 4 stories, and we would have people come up at the end and do voice acting for the last story, which I think could be fun to do again, or we could change it up a little bit. But I'm wondering what stories we're gonna do. I also need to figure out how long we can be there.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Because I'm thinking the show should be like 2.5 hours long or something. Unless that's too long. Is that too long? No, that seems fine. Right?
That's what the last one was, about 2.5. Yeah.
Okay. 2.5, 3 hours long on the deal. We're also trying to make it to where I don't know if people can obscure their face, but trying to do it to where we're gonna like heavily implore people to dress up for the Halloween thing. I know I'm gonna be dressing up.
I think I need to dress. Well, last time I wore a Sonic costume and you didn't wear anything.
No, well, I didn't plan for it, and we were traveling all around and stuff. You wore your Sonic thing. I think we need to go all out though. I think we need to like get really good costumes. I think like the day of, we need to get in a day early and then wake up the next day and get makeup done, all kinds of stuff. What would be a cute? Actually, that brings up a good. What would be a cute? Like if we were going to a party as a couple, what would we go as?
Assuming we don't dress up as each other. 'Cause
Just
that
a
would be
couch
cute.
in the
No,
coat.
I don't think. Well, I would be annoyed by that. I wouldn't like that. There's no secretness.
What is a cute couple's costume for me and you? Well, yeah, why don't you? How about this?
Go
What
ahead.
if we let our patrons decide?
That's actually a great idea. Actually, in the comment, that's a fantastic idea. In the comments, leave down what you think the best costume would be, and then
We'll put a poll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Out of the top 3 or 4, we'll make a poll out of it, and you guys will do a vote.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah,
Whatever
so if
they
you see
think,
one that
do a
you
couple's
like,
costume.
if you see one you like, you know, make sure to upvote it so it gets raised to the top or whatever, so we see. But I think that way we'll know what it is, and then you dirty bastards will have chosen. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I think one-time show in. God.
That's what people. You need to paint yourself screen and just avoid defenders by chose. Chuck and Tiffany. I do it on. I hope they'll do that. Or how I know they'll Mr. Wells and the man who follows or just like people doing the giant pot. I assume that's what they're doing here. But some of the more popular things I think would be free. Mr. Wells. PUB Hunters Come on. Oh my god. I like that one. Still Jeff to kill one. That's my suggestion. Him and Joey is one. Jump out the hemp and swim. That was my idea. Code, the problem with Code and Kimbo is that they don't really have like him.
Chicago will be nice. Are you gonna get a big slice of deep dish pizza?
I've never been to Chicago before.
Neither have I, if I'm being honest. But the deep dish pizza always looks amazing.
That's true. It does always look amazing. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I really enjoyed our last tour. Had a lot of fun. It was everyone who came out was cool. I will say this time, you guys, like, I really appreciate the gifts, but you guys did far too much for us last time. There was y'all were too nice. You really don't have to do that. You're already paying money to be there. You don't need to give stuff on top of it, for the love of God. But
Yeah.
you guys are awesome. I'm excited for the next show. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be a fun
And
time.
it's for charity. You know, who doesn't love that?
All right. Fun charity live event stuff out of the way. I actually want to talk. Have you seen the trailer for
I should
Weapons?
think it would be
Oh, dude.
done for now.
Look, okay, you know, we got asked to do the advertising thing for Bring Her Back, right? I
Mhm.
loved Bring Her Back. It was awesome. Enjoyed it. They don't need to pay me. They don't need to pay us for weapons, because I have told every person I've come into contact with that I think more stoked for that movie than any other movie I've seen in recent memory.
It's
I'm
had a
so excited
very-
for that movie.
It's had a very like explosive, like, I don't know, like there's been so much hype around it. Like Jordan Peele's company, he like fired his main producer dude because he didn't spend like
couldn't get
$40
it.
million or something like that on the movie and on the script or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's supposed to be this huge big success. I think it's the Zach Krieger. It's the guy from Whitest Kids You Know, the guy who did Barbarian. It's his new movie.
Yes. Yeah.
But I wanted to bring it up because God, does it not read?
Gosh, it looks good.
Well, yeah,
Right,
I mean,
right.
yeah, it looks good, but I just mean the theming of it and everything. It was like, I feel like I've read. It feels like something that we would read on the show. It feels like a very creepypasta, like r/no sleep archetype of like all the kids in a town go missing. And it's all kind of. I think it's all from the perspective of the teacher, right?
That's
Of
what
the
it looks
class?
like. Who's the teacher
I
played
do,
by?
I guess he's
I don't know, dude.
Like-
A fucking no name.
Well, one of the dads is played by Josh Brolin.
Oh God, really, Thanos?
Also Llewellyn Moss from No Country for Old Men, and the the CIA agent from Sicario. What do you, Thanos? That's your first go-to? Yeah, Julia Gardner. Julia Gardner plays the teacher.
It's true. I actually, Josh Brolin in No Country for Old Men is good. Also like him in
Yes.
Goonies. You know, the Goonies is kind of a weird
I
one,
didn't.
huh?
He's in Goonies. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the older brother. When they like wrap his arm weights around him, he's like, "I want to
Wow,
kill you."
Interesting.
And later on in the movie, she's like, "Hee, I'm gonna suck your cock," and the kid's like, he hits the asthma thing, and I was like, "Do you not know that this is a 12-year-old child?" She's like, "Come here," and he's like, and then she's like, "Wait, what? I thought you were your brother." I always thought that was weird. I rewatched the movie recently, and that's when I was just like, God damn, I forgot they did that.
That's a
Remember that?
wild.
It's so weird that
wild
the kid, like
that
the
movie.
kid, is sitting there, he like feels a titty or whatever, and he gets to smack on a girl for a little bit, like mac on her, you know. And then all of a sudden he's like, and then like not even like 10 minutes later, he's like, "One-eyed Willie's treasure." There's like
What better
pirate
life
ship and
is there?
I mean, what if I mean, really? It is that movie. That movie is fucking awesome. I don't know why.
Goonies, yeah.
I don't know why I rewatched it recently. The Goonies encapsulates like it's like the best like kids going on an adventure movie in my opinion. And it's just like there's so many things where I'm like there's so many things where I'm like, as a child, you just don't understand the implications of like, even like this mutant inbred radioactive man that they have chained in a basement and they like have like plates of lettuce they're giving him, sloth, whatever, and he befriends the obese child and stuff. That first time you see Sloth and it's just his fucking little ear wiggling, he's like, "Oof, oh baby, roof." I was like, I was pissing my pants. I was dying. I couldn't on this rewatch. I mean, I had to pause the movie. I fucking fell on the ground. It was so good. I like it. He throws the chalk bar at him and it hits him in the face. And he's like, "Ah! Ah!" and start screaming stuff and fucking. Ah, dude, I don't know when's the last time you watched the Goonies. You got to throw it on. That movie fucking rules.
You know, sometimes I'll walk into a conversation with you, and it's the equivalent of like going over to your divorced uncle's house. That's like,
how? For what? Talking about the Goonies?
Just on the couch, like, brother, I don't know when the last time you saw the Goonies is, but you've got to watch it.
You really do. You got to watch it. It makes no sense. Also, I forgot how they tried to justify. I've already forgotten. My memory's terrible. I think I have like a tumor. I think I'm gonna die of a brain tumor. I don't remember things very well, but they're like in Oregon. I think they're in Portland.
Are they?
Yeah. Which actually, to be fair, I do think there was pirates in Portland at one time, but I think it was kind of some racist. I think it was some racist Chinese shit.
Oh, Chinese pirates, maybe.
Yeah. Which I don't think.
Yeah, it's
actually, I don't know.
Astoria, Oregon.
Is One-Eyed Willie a Chinese pirate name? Maybe.
No.
I
I doubt it. It was a fictional neighborhood called the Goondocks. Oh.
What?
Oh, that's horrible information.
The Goondocks. Yeah, One-Eyed Willie. But they like water slide and fall into a fucking like this perfect, beautiful cavern. And there's just a giant, perfectly preserved pirate ship with freshly clean, boned pirates all over it. It's just awesome. Like it really is one of those movies, which I'm sure everybody has like a movie like this, but in my opinion, it is like the quintessential, like this is the idealized version of like a child adventure, of like danger and stuff. Like you have like the Italian American family that's chasing them, which is just horrifying enough. That could have been the Goonies in a nutshell. You could have removed the pirates and it could have just been Italian Americans chasing children, and it still would have been a dangerous movie.
What was the there was another movie made around the same time about a group of kids, but it was like they were hunting monsters.
You talking about Monster Squad?
Monster Squad, that's it. Yeah, that's the one I always think of when I think of like a kid, like
85
coming of age monster movie.
85, 86 era was like the perfect time if you were just like into monster movies as a kid. But it was like you had like Monster Squad, the Goonies came out in like 85, and then Lost Boys came out. Lost Boys is when they're Lost Boys is a little older,
like, I think. The tone of it felt a bit more like teenager.
I fucked up. I'm thinking of it's gonna fucking hit me like a freight train. Fright Night. That's what I'm thinking of. Fright Night.
Fright Night.
1985 was also when it's like the idea of like, wait, you mean that my neighbor's a vampire? That kind of thing. Real fun.
That girl's face did freak me out when I was a kid. I remember.
Oh, dude, it was horrifying. Well, also there's like the spastic best friend who's like a fucking nut. And then he gets transformed into a werewolf, and his friend like shoots him in the chest, and he's like, ah! And then he's like laying on the ground like naked, transforming back, and he's like, I'm gonna die. Am I gonna fucking die? And I was like, is this like at what point in this like PG-13 movie were they like we should give all the teenagers in the audience an existential crisis of life and death? And it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, they're getting chased by vampires. It's like, yeah, but having a dying naked child on the ground being like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna fucking die? It's a bit horrifying, is it not?
I feel like kind of going with the coming of age thing. There was
it's a pretty bad movie, but
like you had Monster Squad and you had Goonies, which like sure the risks were life and death, but they never really confronted it head on. But then you get a Fright Night, and like Lost Boys and stuff, where like death is a bit more heavy, you know, a bit more authentic.
Yeah.
So, and then finally they watch Stand By Me and become depressed adults like the rest of us.
Yeah. Whenever you find out that seeing a dead body in real life is actually pretty lame, it's not cool. You guys want to go see
people that like
movie?
Suffered of it, and then someone just off camera was stabbed in a gas station robbery 10 years later.
I miss those endings of those movies. Chuck went on to run a tire shop.
Yeah,
did whatever. It's like that nice little, and then there's always one tragic character.
The Sandlot ending.
Yeah, Sandlot. It kind of happens in Stand By Me too. Also, did you know Stand By Me was Stand By Me was written by Stephen King?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. That's
Kind of crazy.
And
I'd say
then they.
Go ahead.
You know what is funny in hindsight? That at the end it's like, oh, he went on to do this. He went on. Anyway, he was stabbed in a gas station robbery. He always tried to be the good guy, and then just when the night.
Yeah.
When the night
is gone.
Like
And the
just
lady
stepping over how horrific that revelation was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Greg actually fell into an opioid addiction and had his balls chopped off by a drug dealer, and he was left out to die in the rain.
So darling, stand by me.
I'll tell you another movie too, Jumanji, scared the fuck out of me when I was younger. I don't know about you, but Jumanji freaked me out. All the monkey scene, the monkeys and shit. Don't like it.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'll tell
I
you
feel
right
like
now-
I feel like I missed watching Jumanji as a kid. I think I watched it as like a teenager, so it wasn't as freaky. But I see how that would have.
Oh man. Yeah, Jumanji as a kid, the monkey scene freaked me out. Also, the guy walking around, it's like his dad. And he's like a hunter, and he's like trying to fucking kill him. But when the little boy turns into a monkey and shit, it's fucked up. And I just want to say too, Isaiah, here's another thing. If we're playing a board game and you get trapped in the board game, and then like 30 years later or 40 years later, you come out and you're like, hey, you need to finish the board. I'm not going to do that. Like the woman in the movie who was like, oh my God, I can't, we thought you left. And he's like, and then Robbie Williams, is like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I've been to the board game. We have to finish so I can stay out here. I'm not doing it. I'm not participating in this magical fucking board game because it's already haunting enough seeing a child get sucked into a board game. You know what I mean? just throwing that out there. If there's ever a Jumanji or Zathura situation, I'm not participating.
Also, just
cool.
so to hammer in the point,
FOP.
I've got it pulled up. So at the end of the movie of Stand By Me, which originally was called The Body when it was a Stephen King novella, which makes more sense. So it's like we walked through the night, made it back to Castle Rock, blah, blah, blah. As time went on, we saw less and less of Teddy and Vern until eventually they became just two more faces in the halls. That happens sometimes. Friends come in and out of your life like busboys in a restaurant. I heard that Vern got married out of high school, had 4 kids, and is now the forklift operator at the Arsenal Lumber Yard. Teddy tried several times to get into the army, but his eyes and his ear kept him out. The last I heard, he'd spent some time in jail. He was now doing odd jobs around Castle Rock. Chris did get out. He enrolled in the college courses with me, and although it was hard, he gutted it out like he always did. He went on to college and eventually became a lawyer. Last week, he entered a fast food restaurant. Just ahead of him, 2 men got into an argument. One of them pulled a knife. Chris, who would always make the best piece, tried to break it up. He was stabbed in the throat. He died almost instantly. Although I haven't seen him in more than 10 years, I know I'll miss him forever. I never had any friends later on like the ones I had when I was 12. Jesus, does anybody? When the night has come and the land has fallen and the moon is the only light we see.
Yeah, I'll have to watch Stand By Me again. That movie,
It's a good movie.
I just remember when I was younger, I was horrified. I remember the first time I ever watched Stand By Me, I was, it was 2 days before I was going on a camping trip with like my family, you know? And I remember I was mortified by the part where they have all the leeches all over their bodies and like, they're like ripping off the leeches and there's like blood all in their hands. And they rips leeches off his balls. And I kept telling my dad, I'm like, am I going to get leeches on my balls? I don't want to get leeches on my balls. My dad was like, probably. Why would you not just lie and be like, no, you'll be fine? Like, why I don't know. That always fucked me up.
Were you, after watching that movie, did you want to go find a dead body?
No. I remember watching the movie and being like, I remember like, because I think my mom was like, oh, this movie's really good. And I was watching it with her. And I remember like we stopped the movie for a second and I was like, so they just want to go see a dead body? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, why? And she's like, I don't know, it's like mysterious. I'm like, it's a dead body. What do you mean? Also, that was like one other thing actually thinking about now. How does no one else know about this except for 4 12-year-old boys and a ragtag team of 17-year-olds.
Well, did they say that like one of the kids went missing and it wasn't reported, but like one of the older kids had told his little brother, which was one of the boys, that they knew where he was dead at or something like that? I can't remember. I can't remember the specifics of it.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess we probably shouldn't just be speculating and being like, what happened in that movie?
What happened to that movie everyone's seen? What
How
was
about
it?
this?
Just getting all the details
Let me throw
wrong?
this at you then. If you were in Stand By Me, one, this is going to be a multi-part question. One, would you go see a dead body? Two, what would you, whenever you got to the dead body, what would you do? And then three, would you tell anybody about the dead body when you were done?
I think one of the reasons Stand By Me works is because it's about a group of boys who want to go see a dead body because, oh, gross, cool, it's a dead body. But then, like, along the way, they kind of realize, like, oh, that was a person. And, like, we should be more reverent of it than we are now.
That does not answer my question at all.
So, okay, to answer your question, I would probably, if I was young, I would probably go...
right now.
Okay, if I knew about a dead body right now, I would alert the police.
So
and
you
if they
wouldn't
already
go.
knew, then family or something like that. No, I would go. I would go. I think I said it in the first Creepcast episode. My dad took me looking for a dead body when I was a kid.
Was that before or after, like, the homeless guy was in your house with the cans or whatever?
This was after. This was like 4 or 5 years after.
Oh, okay. All right, so...
Dad
you
came
would-
across several dead bodies when he was a kid.
So you would...
And he's
you
clearly
would go.
traumatized by it, but he won't, like, address it.
You would go, but are you saying that you would only go with cops?
I wouldn't only go with cops. If I knew there was a dead person somewhere, and for whatever reason the police didn't. Oh, okay, hold on. Is this just I heard there's a dead body, or I know who it is? Like I know the family.
It's gonna be Stand By Me rules. So I heard there's a dead body.
If I heard there's a dead body, I'm gonna go check it out. If I just heard
By
there's
yourself?
a dead body, I would bring. If it's a multi-day hike, I'm bringing people.
Well, I guess I wouldn't mean. So are you taking back your cop stance? So you're now not calling the cops. You're gonna call the cops afterwards.
But what's changed about it's the sureness of it, because it went from I know there's a dead body to I heard there's a dead body.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Well,
so I'm not going to call the police over. There may be a dead body there.
All right.
But if I go find one, I will go look for it, and if it is there, I will tell the police / family / whoever the body is.
All right. So let's say that hypothetically you're standing in front of this body.
Okay.
What does it look like?
How long's it been out here?
No, I don't know. Who knows? You tell
I mean,
me. You're the one looking at it.
If this is outside, it's it's bloated.
No, I'm saying that you're
bloated
looking at it right now.
discoloration.
You're looking at it right now. What does it look like?
It's bloated. It's pale. Its veins are distended. It's very discolored everywhere. All the blood from one side is seeped to the side that's laying towards the ground. There's disfigurement. It's starting to smell. This is like a week decomposition, a few days decomposition without water.
You hear rustling. You hear rustling in the bushes behind you.
Okay. All right.
A man with a long, like a British pea coat, whatever, steps out. He's a top hat.
Okay.
What would you do?
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm Mr. Cornsworth.
What are you doing out here, Mr. Cornsworth? Who are you? We're in the middle of nowhere. How'd you get out here?
Other bush sounds happen.
Oh, there's more bush sounds?
Yeah.
Is it over here now? Okay.
3 12-year-old boys step out as well. Oh,
okay.
Me and my friends heard that there's a dead body out here, and we just wanted to come see.
Mr. Cornsworth, are you aware of the children? They're showing up. Are they with
They're
you?
my best friends.
Hold on. You're best friends with 3 12-year-olds.
Uh-oh. Click. Behind you. Click.
Click. Where? I'm still looking behind me. So is it now towards where the body is?
It's another direction now. Click.
Oh, it's that. Okay. All right. Over here.
You turn around.
Click. Okay.
There's a 17-year-old like a greaser with a gun pointed at you, and his friends are there.
Okay. All right.
And he says, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Okay. So all of these
Whoa!
characters are people from
Whoa!
Stand By Me,
Be
except for
chill!
Mr. Cornwall, who I'm a
Be
little.
chill. That's
Okay,
what Mr.
all right.
That's what Mr.
Okay.
Cornwall's saying.
I'm being chill. We're all being chill. Can I? I'm
Don't
okay.
fucking move, Cogsworth!
Oh, you know him? You know this guy?
Yeah, we go pretty far back.
What?
Mr. Cornsworth, I'll just give you this information. He's 53 years old.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of when you brought up the 12-year-old boy thing. So, just okay. I take it you guys know each other. I just got here because I heard there was a body. I don't know who this is. I don't associate with him. I just came to see if there's a body, and turns out there is. Do you know? It seems you know him. Do you know who this body is?
You better come over. You better come over here. He's dangerous. You want to get away from that man. Whose side do you go on, Isaiah?
I'm not going with the 53-year-old who's friends with 3 12-year-olds, so I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going to walk
First
over.
off,
All right, so hold on. I'm stepping over to the greasers.
Okay, go
Hold
ahead.
on. Can I come stand next to you guys?
Who said?
I'll
Which
I'll keep my hands up. The greasers with the gun.
All right, then. Okay, so you would immediately side with the greasers that have the gun.
Yes, I feel like that's the most advantageous, and also they're not the pedophiles.
Okay, we don't know. Okay, no one said that he's a pedophile.
He's a 53-year-old named Mr. Cornwell
He has a pea
in a
coat.
top hat, and he knew about the 3 12-year-olds that just showed up.
Well, he's
Are you
best friends
kidding
with
me?
them. He's best friends with them. It could be like a Doc and Marty thing, where like, why is Doc best friends with Marty for like no reason?
That is 80s movie cheese. That is very different.
We are in an
from
80s
the
movie
situation
cheese.
described.
You're in that scenario.
Okay, fine. Okay, my hands are still up. I'm still in the middle. Cornwell.
All right, so because you did that, because you're a coward, and you so now you're like, actually, hold on, and you have your hands up and you walk back.
My
in
hands
the
have been
middle.
up this whole time. Okay, I'm
so-
back in the middle.
Okay.
Mr. Cornwell, how do you know these kids?
They're my best friends.
What the fuck?
Okay, Hunter, time out. Am I to take him at his word?
You can't. Okay, first off, you can't ask me. That
Okay.
completely goes against the point of the fucking game.
Fine.
Have you
Okay.
ever played D&D before? Dungeon Master, are you sure? Is this a trick area? If I go down this way, am I gonna get hurt?
All right, yeah, you three with the gun. I don't know this guy. I don't know the body. I came out here because I heard that there was a report of a body. I wanted to check it out before alerting the authorities. I'll just walk away. Or I can come stand over there with you, whichever you prefer, but I'm not with either of the other groups here. The 12-year-olds have been suspiciously quiet, by the way.
Come over here. Stand by me.
Is that the 17-year-old talking?
No. I'm Mr. Cornsworth.
Okay. All right, I now really don't want to stand next to. Can I come over there, guys, please? Please. Okay, I'm gonna walk towards you now. I'm gonna walk towards you now. I'm taking a step. I'm taking several steps very quickly. All right, I am now over here, turned towards the group of 17-year-olds. Cornwell's to my left. The 12-year-olds are in front of me, and there's a body to my right. Okay.
All of a sudden, you hear rustling.
What now?
The body
Can I
on
put
the
my
ground.
hands down?
The body on the ground gets up.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. All right. Twist. Okay, the body's up.
Yeah. What the fuck is going
I guess it's a comic gag. Those who would
I'm being completely honest in this scenario. I would probably just let things play out. If there's now a dead body standing upright, I would probably
Little did you know, is that Mr. Cornsworth was actually a necromancer,
I'm not confident.
and 3 children. That the guy who died was their biology teacher in school who had a fentanyl overdose, and they were trying to revive him because they missed him in class. But here's the biggest trick of all, Isaiah, is that actually the dead body, the guys. I'm just gonna help you out here, because pretty much what happens is the greasers say, "Get out of my way!" They bosh you out of the way. And
They
the
hit me?
greaser, yeah. They bash you out of the way.
Oh, my head.
And he's like,
Okay.
he needs to stay dead.
Okay.
Oh, so what do you do now? Also, while this is happening, Mr. Cornsworth, he's like, "My power, I can't hold on much longer. Boys, help!" And the boys have like
Why the fuck am I
gems and
just
crystals, and they have a book.
Okay, so they're like doing spells to try to bring their teacher back from the dead.
That's what.
But
it was.
That's
as
how my combo. I don't know what.
I established earlier, this is a long, rotten corpse, and they're now effectively bringing a zombie back from the dead.
He's our favorite
But
teacher.
That's great, kids, but sometimes it's best to let the dead lie. And what you've brought back doesn't look like your teacher. I don't think your teacher's in there anymore.
No,
It
it's
just
him.
has
That's
it just
totally
has the
weird. No, it's totally
it just has the
weird.
body of your teacher. Okay, say something their teacher would say.
Good morning, class.
He says that.
You're not
says it all
in
the
the classroom.
time.
We're in the woods. Okay. What's your wife's name? What's your wife's name, teacher?
He scratches his head. He says,
How the hell did I get out here?
Okay. So let me get this straight. You recall you just had a fent overdose.
Yeah.
And now you're just here, middle of the woods. Somehow you just showed up out here, and now you definitely are the same teacher. Okay, tell me
I don't
one
know.
thing about what's your wife's name?
I don't have a wife. I have a husband. I'm gay. His name's Steve.
Kids, is that true?
"True. I've met Steve. He's a good guy."
Oh, Steve, I love kissing him.
Okay, well, just because he remembers things your teacher doesn't mean it's your teacher. I really think, kids, we need to let this guy go.
So in this scenario here, you're at a crossroads right now because this is the next choice. You need to either help the kids with their spell, or you need to side with the greasers and take down this zombie.
Oh, God, I'd love to have some fentanyl again.
No,
Okay,
Mr.
I don't-
Harrison, no,
Look,
no
I'm
more.
all kids. Here's my middle ground. My option C, kids. I really think it's good that you liked your teacher. It's good that you cared about him. But look at him. This isn't right. You don't want him to
Listen,
live
shut the
like
fuck
this.
up,
And-
man. I'm blowing his fucking head off. you have to answer quick. Who are you gonna choose?
Pull the trigger. Go ahead. See if that works. I doubt it.
Boom! Mr. Harrison's head explodes. No! And then Mr. Cornsworth dies as well.
Whoa! I killed him too.
Yeah, because his life force was attached to the dead body.
The zombie. That's a good point. Okay, so now it's just the greasers and the kids.
Exactly.
So thank you boys
greaser-
very much for
The
taking
greaser
that
drops-
shot. Good
the
job.
greaser drops his gun, and he starts sobbing. Oh, God. You hear some leaves crunching. The kids are walking over. Like, what a pussy crying. Oh, fuck.
But he did just shoot somebody. Like, even if it's a body, it's kind
That
of intense.
guy, he killed the teacher's head that blew off. Was a notorious drug addict and alcoholic, and he killed his mom in a horrible drunk driving accident, and it's haunted him forever.
So he was really out here to get vengeance.
He was making sure that his
On-
evil spirit stayed dead.
Stay dead. That the dead stay dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
because in his he has a personal recording of the teacher being like,
I love the drunk drive. Favorite thing.
Right.
He's
Of course.
like, if
And
this
he's
guy
drunk.
comes back
yeah.
to life, he's gonna fucking get high on fentanyl again. He's gonna get drunk, and he's gonna drive around the streets. And kill someone else's mom.
That would be a wild thing to do with the second zombified immortality.
I think it would
Continue
too.
to drink and drive. But then he died of a fent overdose, and now we've made sure he's dead. So good, kids. Look, your friend, the adult that you trusted, turned out to be a spiritual energy wizard thing that.
This feels so
What the hell is
Some
going
noise.
on here? The cops are here.
Oh, hello, officer. Hey, so
Hey, I
you're
wasn't
not-
talking to you, asshole!
all right.
Freeze! What do you do?
I'm holding my hands up and I'm silent.
Yeah, stand up. Go on.
Stand up.
Go on,
Okay.
fat lips. Stand up.
All right, well, I'm standing up.
Move to your leg.
They're shooting me in the leg.
Yeah. What you
All
didn't
right,
know was
whatever.
what you didn't know was that the teacher's brother is a high high-end police officer, and he's the one who got his brother off from the drunk driving charge.
Okay.
Like, Billy Mitchell, I knew you'd be out here with your dad's gun, no less.
You're corrupt! You're a corrupt cop! And he's like, where's the necromancer? And he looks over and sees his dead body, and he's like, oh my God. And he points the gun back at you. Did you do this?
I didn't do it. I just got here. I'm holding my leg. I'm trying to stop the bleeding. I didn't do any of this.
And then the little kids are like, no, he definitely helped. He helped.
No. Look, you three have been causing me all kinds of problems today. You showed up. You showed up, and I wanted to be on your side. I wanted to be on your side, and then you have your little gyms, and you tried to break. What would that? How cruel would it be to make your teacher live in?
Shut the fuck up! I can't fucking think with you talking. He's sweating really profusely. He's like, oh God. And he's like, the necromancer's supposed to bring my brother back. Yeah, well, I hope your brother stays in hell where he belongs. Boom! Shoots the kid in his leg. Ah! He falls down too, so you're both bleeding next to each other. The other greasers scatter off, and the kids come over. They're snickering to themselves. Hee! And they walk over besides the cop. It's the cop's kids.
The cop has 3 boys who are all 12 years old.
Yes, all Stand By Me age.
Okay, how could I not tell they were triplets? What a fool I've been.
Well, they're not triplets.
How else do you have 3 kids that
Or
are all
they're
the same
varying
age?
ages. They're Stand By Me, so it's like maybe the one's older than the other. That kind of shit.
Okay. All right.
We never
Gotcha.
established they were all the same age.
So I'm bleeding out next to the or I'm holding my bleeding leg next to the greaser. Okay.
The greaser, in pain, he pushes over the gun to you, and he says, shoot him!
I'm not gonna make a move on that because he already has the cop has his gun trained on me.
The cop kills a 17-year-old.
Gosh, holy!
He's pointing the gun at you now, and his gun jams.
Oh well, then I grab this gun, I turn, and I shoot the cop.
The cop lies dead on the ground. You hit him right between the eyes. The kid's like, oh my God, Daddy! Oh!
You 3 are insufferable. You tried to bring back your uncle. So your teacher was also your uncle who died of a fentanyl overdose after he ran a car into that guy's mom, who's dead now, by the way. That maybe you all just are bad people, and there's bad people in your life, and you need to quit. I'm bleeding.
They all look at you, and they're very upset with what you're saying, and they're crawling over their dad's dead body, and they're crawling towards you.
All right, I have this gun. I'm not playing this game. If any of you you all could be demon things at this point, whatever direction Hunter wants to take this story. If any of you just lay a finger on me, I'm
You're
blasting.
not gonna shoot us because you're a pussy.
To find out, okay?
I think you got a little pussy on you. I don't think you have big balls. I think you have a fat little pussy on you.
How close are they to me?
They're like 4 feet.
Bam! One dead.
Well, first off, okay, so you're drawing the gun at them, is what you're saying.
No. I pulled the trigger and shot the 12-year-old in the face.
So you want to shoot them, is what you're saying.
But you said they were. I've already had the gun out, aimed at them.
Well, you never technically picked up the gun yet. Or yeah, you did.
I did because I shot the cop.
So you're pointing at him. So you're wanting to shoot at one of them.
I already did shoot one of them. Yes.
Not yet, because what I was gonna say is you look down. You only have 2 bullets, Isaiah.
No, I would. No.
You only have 2 bullets.
4 rounds. What gun has 4 rounds? None.
No. Well, who knows? The kid also maybe he's like, I don't know how to shoot this. But the 17-year-old, I don't know how to shoot this fucking thing. They're like, here, just shoot the soda can. And he shot 2 things. He missed the first time, and they hit on the second one. Okay, I'm ready to go. So there's only 4 bullets in it. So now you notice that there's only 2, so you have to choose which one. Which kids are you gonna kill? That's what I'm saying. So with your first one, if you're gonna kill one of them, do you want to give you a breakdown of what each one looks like?
I was still listening, but I had to get a physical gun to make the bet work better.
Okay, good.
Deal with this
So
nice.
3, so they're all crawling towards you.
It's just so
The one on
shiny.
the ground that's
So
lurking
shiny.
around, he's a fat, like morbidly obese ginger kid.
Down, sit down.
He has
Okay.
a pinstripe suit
how
on.
how bad is my leg injury? Can I run?
You're no. You're pretty. I mean, it's a bullet.
I'm immobilized.
A bullet in your kneecap. There's no way you're going.
All right. I may hobble, but not fast. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're 4 feet away from you. They're close.
Okay.
Extremely morbidly obese, fat ginger kid wearing a pinstripe suit. His name's Tinky.
A pinstripe suit.
Why are you
Yes.
out?
Okay.
The other kid, rail thin, giant Harry Potter glasses, and he has a scarf. It's 98 degrees out, and he's in an all wool sweater scarf, and he has very tight blue jeans
The
on.
fat
They're
one,
starch, and
Harry
they almost
Potter,
crunch
shit, love them.
when he's walking
Yeah.
through. He's the oldest. He's 13. And then
Yeah.
to the right there's Steven, and he's like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, like quarterback kind of kid. He's definitely the most athletic out of all of them, but
All right.
he's missing a foot. He has like a peg foot.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 bullets. What are you gonna do?
All 3 are approaching me, right?
Yes.
I put a round into the skinny kid with the glasses.
All right. So are you shooting to kill,
Shoot the
or are
small
you
one,
just
yeah.
incapacitating him?
I'm shooting him in the sternum.
All right. You shoot him in the sternum. You shoot him in the sternum. He's so frail and paper thin that is basically his fucking arm, his shoulder to neck, whatever, just basically disintegrates. So he gets split in half. The other kid's like, "Oh my god!" Tinky does, "Oh my god!" Bryce Michael, and then Steven does, "Rush him!" And the other 2 are getting ready to come right at you.
Wait, hold on. Can I not do any, like, back off? You want a piece of me?
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so you yell, "Back off!"
back
they
off
say-
after I
they
shot
say-
that kid.
They say, "Fuck you!" And they dive on you.
Okay. Gosh, I feel like I should keep that bullet. Okay, they're both 12, right?
In the
So,
skirmish. No. In the skirmish,
Okay,
the
okay.
gun goes off.
okay.
Crows fly. There are birds in the trees. Everybody slumps off. You shot the fat child.
Okay.
He's still kind of
He was
awake.
he was
still
my
kinda-
second pick anyway. But
He's still kind of awake, and he looks over at you. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And his brother kind of hobbles over him. Tinky, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. And then he looks at you and he says, "Help my brother, please help my brother." And then Tinky looks at you, big, glassy eyes, watery. He does, "Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die?"
yes.
Yeah.
And then
What the fuck?
and-
What the
and then-
fuck?
and then
his
I
heart
used-
stops.
all right, I was about to use my 3rd bullet to shoot him in the forehead.
He doesn't have.
so
You don't
I'm
have
glad-
a 3rd bullet.
Oh, that's right. I'm out. I forgot.
You're out of bullets. So now
Okay.
Steven's sitting there.
Wait. Does Steven know that?
Yeah.
He knows I'm out.
Yeah. Or at
Okay,
least at this
alright.
point, he doesn't. He says, "I don't care. Fucking
Okay.
kill me. I don't have anything to live. I don't have anything left to live for. Both my brothers and my dad are dead. My mom left us when I was young. Just fucking kill me. I have nothing to live for."
Okay, Steven,
What?
your father was a corrupt cop who got your uncle off, who was a drug user that killed a mother. Okay? and then you somehow, I don't even know what the Mr. Cornwell thing was, the ghost, spirit, whatever it is you summon, used him to get your uncle back from the grave. You were into necromancy, you were into some dark magic stuff, and then you tried to kill me, someone you've never met before. I should kill you. I don't know how, but I should. But maybe this is your opportunity. Maybe you can be better than your family pushed you to. You're not set to what they made you out to be.
I think I can, but I only can do it on one. I can only do it if one thing happens.
What's that?
You gotta become my daddy.
All right, so I turn the gun around and I bludgeon him in the temple until he quits moving. Just until I'm hitting and stuff that's flying up. I don't even recognize the colors.
You're a
Oh my God.
murderous monster. You know that?
That I showed up as a good citizen to try to report a body to the.
First off, you are rewriting history. First off, in this instance, actually, you're there because you're like, well, so there's a dead body. I'm gonna go see it. But you had no intentions of telling the cops.
I said from the get-go, if there is a body there, I'm telling the police. That's always been my narrative.
Well, that's
I
the
didn't
end
know
that's
there
the end
was
of
a
this.
dead body till I got out here.
That's the end of this. Actually, you know what? While you're crawling out of the woods, you get a staph infection and you die.
I don't like that. I don't like. See, that's cheesy. I don't like your
that's-
finale to that one.
That's how it ends.
Okay. What was I right to shoot the kid? Because you were describing his outfit as being like super odd and glassy-eyed. I'm like, oh, if anyone knows necromancy, it's that skinny kid. That's why I shot him first.
Yeah. Well, they all knew necromancy. Well, actually, I'm not gonna reveal my hand. How did you like this role-playing experience? Did you like that?
Sure, but
were you murdered like
I felt
5
like
people?
Yeah, I murdered 4.
Including 3 children.
I murdered 4, and every one of them except the last one I would argue is self-defense. The last one was more so frustration than anything else.
It seemed like you had no trouble killing the children. I'll say that. I just want to put that out there.
That's true.
I'm like, he was so quick to kill the children.
They were raising a zombie man. These are not normal kids we're talking about.
They had gems in a book. Clearly, Mr. Cornwall, he was the one who had. He was definitely more the necromancer.
Mr. Cornwall was like a demon or something. He disappeared when the life force or whatever from the zombie guy went out.
Stuff too much. He's a necromancer.
If he's a necromancer, why did he vanish into thin air? He wasn't some spirit that was conjured up.
He didn't vanish into thin air.
You said he disappeared.
No. He died. He died with the life force of Mr. Harrison.
Oh, his body dropped dead.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Okay.
I thought you meant he like vanished to try to raise this dead body.
I see. Okay. Well, regardless, these 12-year-olds were into some dark stuff, and then when that didn't go the way they wanted, they tried to kill me.
Also, little did you know, too, Mr. Cornsworth really wasn't 53. He looked 53. But he's been using his life force to raise people from the dead, which makes him older. He was 7 years old.
Cornwall was 7 years old.
Yeah, but he looked 53 because he's using his life force to raise people from that. He's selfless.
That made him look older. Was he as tall as a 7-year-old then?
No. He grew. It's kind of like a Benjamin Button thing. He rapidly grows. Like he's giving his years to another person. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
here's the thing, though. I think that this was a nice. This was a nice experiment because there's a lot of different things. I mean, you could say that the greaser kid had some, he didn't want this murderer to be back on the road, but at the same time, it's a family trying to raise somebody back from the, like their loved one back from the dead. So it's definitely a Sophie's choice kind of thing. But I think that one thing's for certain, I think one thing's definitely for certain here, and I think that it's if at any moment, if there was any reason that a child ever took back to you, you would kill them without hesitation.
If they were practicing necromancy and tried to get their dad that was a corrupt cop to shoot me, who already did shoot me once. Yes, I will.
I will admit Seeing the necromancy definitely gives
So
you a
cool
bit more
thing
right
that
to just shoot the
this
children.
has-
But I just want to
It
say,
gives me all the right
They
to
say
shoot
how
the
little
children, to
bobbleheads
be
fucking
clear.
crazy good.
Let's
As you can
keep that
see, that's
straight.
my fun guy.
all right. Well, I think that
Mid touch.
I'm curious to see what people have to say. But see, these are things. This is a thing here. Is that if
It's
this
pretty
was in
cool.
an episode, this would go on too long. That would have gone on too long. But see, this is a perfect time to have an unprecedented role play session. And I think I got to know you a lot better. You're a dark person. I didn't realize
Hunter,
how
they were
mysterious and
raising
dark you
a
were.
dead body. This is beyond the realms of like, oh, it's a good kid, maybe they can get better and stuff like that. They were bringing back a zombie man.
You know what? I just want to say there's a lot of demons in that closet, a lot of skeletons. And I
Was
think
the teacher's soul actually inside of it?
see, if you would have gone down a different path, I could have gotten into that. But the story's over. you
Okay,
know?
how much of it were you making up as I made decisions?
I had no plan.
Okay, all right. That's what I thought. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay.
Yeah. So
Alright.
I try my best here, but it was revealing. But it's funny that Stand By Me started this. So there it is.
That is what started it. Speaking of movies that have come out lately, what did you think of 28 Weeks Later?
I haven't seen it. I saw that there was a big penis in it though. A guy with a big old
There
big
was.
dick on him.
There was. Do you know?
Did you see
Fun
it?
fact. That's actually a prosthetic.
No, is it really?
You know? Yeah, because in those scenes, there's a kid running from the zombie, and due to labor laws, you can't have a naked adult in the scene acting with the child actor,
Oh.
Yeah.
which is probably a good rule.
Yes.
So that's actually a prosthetic, sadly. Yes, I did go see it.
Verdict? Did you like it?
I did not. I did not like it.
Oh.
I liked the first half of it, okay, when it was still kind of like a little bit grounded and was about like the father and son going out to the island. But as soon as the son goes back to the island and takes his mom with him, it completely jumped the shark for me. I didn't care, was invested in anything after that.
Is Cillian Murphy or Cillian Murphy, whatever, is he a zombie?
No, he's not in it. But what's his face was in it? Voldemort. Why am I blanking on his name right now? He's also
I
the
know Grand Budapest and all that shit. I can never remember.
yes,
I
yeah.
don't know.
He's also the head Nazi in Schindler's List. That guy.
Yeah.
Ralph Fiennes. He was in it. He played like this weird sage in the middle of the woods who like had learned to kind of live at peace with the zombies by like disguising himself and stuff. He was cool. I liked his character, but everything to do with the kid and the mom and stuff I did not vibe with. I wasn't a fan of it.
You know what we should do? We should
What?
we should recommend a movie for people to watch, because I just saw a movie that I haven't seen since I was a child, and I could not believe how much fun I was having with it. I couldn't believe it. So good. So I wanna
what
see-
movie was it?
Well, I'll get right, fine, then I'll just go ahead and go into mine. I rewatched Maximum Overdrive, which was written and directed by Stephen
What a
King.
classic. What a classic.
That's a rare thing. Stephen King not only wrote the screenplay, but he also directed the movie. It's based off a short story he wrote that was in this book called, I think it was called like Night Shift or something. I think the short story I think is called like Trucks or something like that. But Maximum Overdrive is so fucking funny. It's awesome. It's so good, and it's insane too that all
Yeah, it's
of the
probably
trucks
good fun
in
to
the
watch.
film feel like they actually have like a personality, and they don't feel like these inanimate objects. It's like they act like sharks. You know, like people are on a stranded island and they're sharks that are looming around this gas station that these people are stuck in. But also a couple other things. Like I said, super funny. A lot of child death, which is like really funny, especially back then when it was like, it's a fucking diesel hitting a child, but then it like cuts to an obvious like mannequin and it just fucking plows it over. It's so good. And then also AC/DC does the whole soundtrack. So like the kind of like the spooky tones and stuff, that's just fucking AC/DC. Rules. Love it. Maximum Overdrive. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If you have seen it but it's been a while, watch it. That's what I gotta say.
It is a very fun movie. I love how much you can tell a Stephen King movie that's directed by Stephen King to one that isn't. Like, do you know about how he redid The Shining?
Horrible. Yeah, his straight to TV Shining movie from the 90s
Yes.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and it's like it's awful.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
terrible.
good at all. It's like here's my hot take. Stephen King is a
Some
better
folk can use health.
concept.
Thank you.
Big. I like him better as a concept, big picture guy, ideas than I do as like an actual writer. Because I feel like
actually
a lot
have
of
never
his
really read
stories.
I've never really read through any
I'll
of his
take the
actual
shine
books.
cast.
I've read through
Absolutely.
some of the short stories.
I know some people. There's definitely some. Like people say, Pet Sematary is a really great book, and I know that like short story. I've heard so many people say they prefer him in the short story model over his other work. But I don't know. I don't know. It's fascinating how much he writes. It's unbelievable. What's your movie?
What is my movie? I'm trying to think of a movie I've seen lately that I really enjoyed. The last movie I saw in theaters was 28 Weeks Later, which, like I said, not a big fan.
Good as that, even one you saw recently. Just what's a movie you like that you'd recommend to someone?
Sinners was good. I enjoyed Sinners.
Is that the vampire one?
Yeah, it's the vampire one. That was fun. I really liked that movie. It was a good time. It was really, like, the sets were great. Stuff like that. It was very, very cool.
It was like an unexpected huge hit.
It insanely popped off. Yeah, that movie did great, which is
I still haven't
awesome.
seen it. I wanna see it.
I love everyone getting into horror. Like, there are some people that are like, oh, it's one of the greatest like horror movies ever made, which I wouldn't go that far. But like the number of people it has gotten into the genre or people to check it out, I think is a testament in and of itself that I recommend
It's
it
a
to everyone.
very
It's a ton of
long
fun. I think whatever you're there for, you'll find something to enjoy. The effects were great too. Like some of the practical effects on the vampires and stuff. There's this one shot I really love where one of the characters is walking towards the screen and you see the vampire in the background take off into the air really quickly, and it's so like haunting the way he kind of like catapults up. It's very cool.
Cool.
It was a cool vampire movie. I enjoyed it.
You're sick. Well, I think for an off the record episode, I think this was a fun one. Also, as we start recording these, not all these are. I know we've already said it before, but not all of these are just gonna be off the record. I'm sure we'll read more stuff too. But it would be nice to get in the flow because it's also just nice talking to you in recording when it's not just
I'm
reading.
sure knowing this audience, people are going to want that faux D&D thing, whatever you just came up with.
Maybe I can keep giving you little scenarios. We can bring people in. Who knows? But
Yeah.
guys, just want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting this Patreon. It really does mean the world. And we hope you have a good rest of your week, and we will see you in a few weeks as well with some more bonus content. So thank you so much, guys. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you all for the love. It means the world. I stand by what I said. Do not trust a 53-year-old who's friends with 3 12-year-olds, even if he's actually 7.
Yo, E-card. 1 second, I need to switch this over. 1 second. Jesus. Yo. Let's hit that. Just take that off for a second. Okay. What's up? Sorry, I was like find something else to listen to, but I'm out of Ding Hill. Just playing the campaign fight now. Yeah, equation is how I say it. What's going on? Die? How was Oscar, Mike? So I'm done. Okay, let me switch over to that real quick. So I can find something better to listen to. Gone more for 2 is free peak. Yeah, I'm not liking a lot as a kid. So far I'm having more fun with it. Here we go, listen to this.
No way. Okay.
Oh,
okay,
you're
okay.
fine. You're fine. Sure.
All right.
good,
All right.
good.
That was a good play. That was a good play.
I'm going towards the shop.
2.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Where would you like to move?
I don't think I can crawl back up the snake. Hole's too small.
What?
Let's go to right.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, right up to
Oh
the
my
ladder.
god, I'm right there. Okay, sick.
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
All right.
The crowd is clamoring, dude. They can see the slimesicle in the chute.
What would you like to add now?
I mean, what?
Okay.
What you ask? Sorry, what you asking?
I'm trying to think of the simplest
Yo,
way to add a
listen
little
to
combat
this
system
right now,
for us.
and
Oh, I can add. I have a.
sounds like it's
kind
kind of loud, so I'm trying down
I
slightly.
want to add combat to our board game.
Okay, yeah. If you land on like the same space, we'll say.
Let
Yeah,
me
absolutely.
know if
I will
that's.
say combat is weighted based off.
Yeah,
of
like-
health you have left.
Oh,
I'm like the ice
Equad-
climbers, dude. I got
Equation,
a 2v1 thing going on.
Can we make it high school
Oh.
related?
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
okay,
I feel
okay,
like,
here's what I'll say, here's what I'll say.
Multipliers.
Okay. What if it's a combat system, but it is in fact based on like it's
Sorry.
like style points. So
Maybe
the
now
more
and
style
now.
points
I
you
just
have,
want
is, like,
to
the
do
more
like the
score,
campaign.
better your
But
chance.
yeah, it is
Score
like
base. Yeah,
way fun so far.
Yeah. Okay, sick.
Also, Charlie,
This
did
is
you
very
go up the
loud.
ladder, increasing the ascension high score.
I
by
would,
one.
I would like to point out, I also did of course.
Yeah,
add
sorry,
a
now
bonus
and
to
now.
that ladder. So I'm at 2 right
Yeah,
now.
it's
Isn't
kind of
the-
cool to
isn't
have it
jumping
in the
is the only
background.
way you increase
Yeah,
the
it's how I
score?
play most
That was
games.
the
Is to
sound
like
system.
listen to something in the
Someone said
background.
also ladder, I forget
Yeah,
who
someone said ladder.
Yeah,
Oh,
too.
that's
I
right,
think
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
climbed up. You climbed up the ladder to get out into the shop. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Valid. Smollett, you're up. Also, feel about you will not have to.
The
battle
campaign's
your,
kind of fun so
teammate
far.
yourself.
Your friendship clone, yeah.
Yeah,
I
as long
think
as
this
you have
is
the rainbow.
actually just how Toy Story 2 goes.
I guess.
Yeah, all right, let's see if you go Maj.
Yep. I don't get to
Really?
decide until I hit the red. No.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
We're fine. We're fine.
Well played.
I want you guys so fun soon. But right now I just want to play
Just make this
campaign by
easy.
myself. Can I just explore a bit?
Okay. Well, whatever.
All right.
I'll move one to the right.
You're gonna battle
No!
Failboat. You both have 0 power, so nothing happens.
Okay.
This is my only plan I have right now. Only like different classes is
Good combat mechanic.
flame
I just hear
Pichu.
a bunch of wet slaps and kind of nothing else.
Yeah, Smollett. What would you like to add?
I would like to add a small, easily jumpable fence in between each conveyor belt segment that you don't need to roll for. But
The
it's
graphics hold
it's
up.
a fence technically, so.
So it can't push you back? Is that the idea?
No,
Or-
it can. No. You can go
Imagine
over
they
easily,
have like
but it's
upgraded
just
the
trying to
graphics
go
and
over a
everything.
fence
I think
that
it holds
doesn't
up
work
pretty
well.
well.
Realizing the system.
Oh,
Come on, Dave.
I see.
They're just gonna farm that.
Defending this.
What do you
Mushroom Field. That might.
No, chat, it's easily
Mushroom
jumpable,
Field's kinda
like,
good,
it means
but-
you'd, like roll over it if it like. was
That's
on the
kinda
conveyor
good.
belt.
Yeah, we'll see how the tables turn once I sell myself to all these men and women out here.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, Failboat, you're up. Let's check something real quick.
Can I get Maj first? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're fine.
All right, cool.
All right, and
Cool.
this is for your
Moving
clone. We're gonna get there eventually.
Okay.
Nah, dude, that's the late game payoff.
I did give us a timer.
Now, now you spin the movement wheel. We'll just say.
So
you're-
am I getting like a lot of variation from this right now?
Yeah.
Am I going to try to
Nice.
imitate?
Nice.
Yeah.
sure or
I would
something?
like to move one to the right and one to the left, hopping
One.
over that twice.
2, and then 3 when you get pushed back, and that'll make
Yes,
you.
that's correct.
Now he has high score points of 3. Oh no.
Oh no,
Uh,
man.
He's on your-
he's on your
combat.
space, bro. He's on your space.
Okay.
Begin combat.
It doesn't let me go below 0, so.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. I'll
okay.
take a 1. I'll take a pity 1. This is fine. That's all I need.
Oh. We good.
All right.
Good play, Failboat. Good play.
Thank you.
Wait, what do you get for winning?
I mean, I assume
damage them, right?
Yeah. I just assumed you do damage. You style on him.
Yeah.
Style on him.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
I
you
also.
can?
I also think if you style on them, maybe your high score should go up. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh, yeah, I do like a little trick on him.
The rich get richer. Yeah. Okay.
The rich get
Yep,
richer.
yep. All for it.
All right, you can.
Hey,
have something, Failboat.
come on.
Let's
What
speed
up?
up that conveyor belt.
Do you feel like you will
Uh,
keep playing this
twice
game for a while?
Or
Probably
now
like because I'm liking going for 2.
the consumer
Yeah, it's pretty
has
fun
not
so
got
far.
their product yet, so they have to speed up production.
Slimesicle.
Oh,
let's see if
shit.
You go Maj.
All right.
Just lose.
Oh, also I should heal.
Oh, that's right.
True.
Thank
No,
you.
go Maj. Yeah, and then you heal 10.
Oh no, I'm still in this. Alright, good.
I only need one.
You good.
I only need one.
That's 3 though.
But I'll take 3.
I do need to try out the
That
multiplayer
lets
at some
them do
point.
3, they can take me all the way home. I'm going to the shop. So what?
Thank you,
Okay,
clones.
what happens in the shop?
All right, this guy's gonna come up and he's gonna buy you.
No, not this one. No, anyone else. He doesn't really know what to do with you. He's gonna shake you a whole bunch.
This is actually the plot of Toy Story.
Yeah, and then you lose 10 health.
Why did I come here?
Here, you know what? Let's just make this make more sense.
Should I play on hard?
Why did I?
Did I get?
Oh, please.
No, because I'm getting
That's better.
all rewards for playing hard.
Fishy! Why is this one all squished?
Why are you sleeping?
Yeah, slime school, you're up.
I would like to add a boardwalk that I own to the conveyor belt, and every time they land,
So
I
he
would
made
have to pay me
nuke?
taxes.
Damn, what the hell?
All right, where are the conveyor belts?
I know we
I
doing
mean,
showing
I'm gonna put
granted,
it
but
at the back.
We're always fighting against taxation. We're always
Just
fighting
put a
against
sign,
the IRS,
little
but we
plain
can never
hill.
truly get away.
How many points should it be if you guys land on this? For
I
me?
actually live in
Maybe I ste- maybe I steal a
Nebraska,
high score
so
point from you and it goes to me.
I'm quite
That's doable,
Okay.
yeah.
nuke juice,
Alright,
yeah.
alright, sick.
Small ant,
Um,
over to you.
so I'm like quite used to seeing
I'm gonna
corn
hit
all the
I'm gonna
time.
be the one that hits the goal
It's
max,
cool.
Just like a heads up in advance,
Not yet.
but not yet. So
As long as you make it really emotional, I'm
I
okay
have
with
some
this.
time. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Three,
fun these types of
That's
things.
big.
That's just cute. That's
Oh,
all
you
good.
lucky ducky.
I'm moving 3 to the right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Why?
3.
Then you get pushed back, so that's 3. And you push back 2, that's 5.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Damn, bro. My taxes may not be
Okay. I think the rule
Just
that I would like to
protecting him.
add is the cardboard box.
So
is
this
filled
gives
with
motion
friends and
sickness,
racers.
by the way.
And then you're friends with anyone else that has one.
I feel like it could.
Oh.
By watching
This makes
this.
sense to me.
Yeah.
We use every part of the
Dude,
animal.
it's
to
about
use magic
time
shit.
that love wins in No Other Magic game, I think.
Yeah.
It's about time.
It's about time. It's about goddamn time.
I'm gonna add for my rule. Every single time the gommage wheel is spinned, the gommage chance will increase.
Oh god! Oh god!
No, I was gonna do that. Can
I was totally thinking about doing that too.
Can I do mine? Can I do mine?
That's
Can
not the
you-
end of your
can
turn,
you
it's the
not-
start of it though.
Wait, do we not fight?
Wait, you're not in the same
wait,
spot.
never mind. I missed
Yeah.
it.
No
Sorry,
gommage.
my bad.
All right. And then oh yeah, movement. Oh.
2. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of go back to the left. I feel like we haven't been in the press in a while.
And then that's gonna be a D20 spin. We haven't made
right.
one of these in a while.
Oh, is
I
it
did
only
not
if you
land?
end? Oh, it's only if
I
you
did, yeah,
end
I
there?
didn't land on boardwalk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's
Okay.
it. I didn't think I'm about to land on
So,
boardwalk.
yeah.
You might be landing on boardwalk.
Yeah, you landed on boardwalks, and that's gonna.
I was
You gained one, so
also-
that's gonna go
I
for the
gained one, yeah.
slime skill, yeah. And then this is gonna try and push you back twice.
Yes. Well, that means I
Okay.
didn't land on the space though.
Well, let's see
fails.
here. We'll figure
Okay,
that out
okay,
after
I
that.
see- I
It's
see.
good. This has
I'm
not what
following.
you didn't.
Okay.
What? Brother.
2.
Oh, that blows.
The double natural one on a D21 is insane.
That's absurd.
You are farming negative aura.
Okay.
All right, add something.
Can I get like a donation box for the
Yeah.
people who don't want the toys, who are not satisfied with the toys? Put them back at the top of the conveyor belts. Purchase, let's say, a defect toy. They can drop it in.
the truck, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant like for bits and stuff. Ah! No! Come on! I have so much more to offer you. Come on! I make sounds when I play. Please. Take me back to your house and wife and kids. I'll make you also happy.
Slime skull, you're up. It's the gommage wheel time.
Dude. Get drunk.
I zoomed out on it though. I'm paying attention. Like focusing on the game.
Oh, no
Oh,
gommage
shit.
this time.
Okay.
All right. This has messed up my plan.
Wait. So just to clarify, at the start of every, like, 1 in 3 turns, it lowers by 1.
Yeah.
Every turn? Okay.
Every turn or every round.
Every player's
it's-
turn.
Yeah.
Every player's turn, it gets that much crazier.
I know, right?
Oh, damn.
2.
All right. I'm gonna go to the dump truck,
All right, dump truck's gonna dump you into here.
and then I'll go.
Ooh.
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back into the dump truck.
Okay.
Or is that backspace behind the conveyor belt? Is that one safe?
No,
since
that's
it's not
just
the
like
arrow?
aesthetic was like kind of off.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I go back in the dump truck, and I hope that things will be different. This
Dump
time.
truck activates, putting you down 1 space. Oh, here we gotta make this a donate space. What color is donation? Do you think like green?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. We trying to say?
That's like pale green for the rejected
Sure,
slime
sure.
toys.
Ever. What,
All
I'm
of
gonna
them.
go back down there. Put that guy at the back of the line. Put that guy at the back of the line.
You don't.
He's actually fair. He should
Yeah,
go
he already
Put him
got
at the back of the line. This next guy's gonna fucking love me. This pregnant.
Is that
yeah,
sad
go ahead.
nuclear bomb? Is that pick or nuclear bomb? Holy shit.
Yeah, they let her ahead. Okay.
Just bomb.
You know what,
Okay.
this actually makes sense to put this over here.
Yeah.
Is this the indicator?
Yeah. And then Slimesicle, you move 2 spaces. You get 2 more. That's gonna be... What's up, boys? 5 versus 4.
We're fighting.
Yeah, I knew it
back in the
personally real
crusher.
quick.
I'm gonna show you why that family didn't want me.
I'll show you a choking hazard.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna win. That's gonna damage Small Ant.
Huh? And I get a score. I get a high score right for tricking on him? Yeah!
That was a good play.
Sick.
And now you can add
This
something.
person.
Pregnant women
Okay.
love me. The new rule is that pregnant
Equation
women love me.
after
Oh, this is
this, I'm
okay.
probably
Rules.
go off stream actually.
No one go down there. Okay, I need this.
But it's actually
I need
first
this.
thing, so I'm probably going off stream.
Oh, sorry, I misspelled it.
Just cause I have work
Give
at
it-
like
give it pregnant ass.
7 hours, so I can't
Good.
actually go to sleep soon.
All right, yeah, sorry, I misspelled it there. All right, okay. And then you know what? Just to add a little bit in here for the flavor. Wait, let me find the heart.
Okay. Heart of the machine. Oh, this is pregnant. Look at
Oh,
this
look
guy.
at that.
Okay, so
Look at
it's
that.
still
Oh, here, you know what? Hey, lady, get me the
Green,
fuck out of this
green.
conveyor
Yeah,
I
belt.
do want to look at this real quick.
Oh yeah, no,
Is
it being green makes
Is
so
this
much
an open
sense.
air factory? Can they
This is
eat
a really
Subway?
cool
Can they
area.
watch
I'm
their
a
products being
really
made?
Small
single.
wait, did we spin the gomage? Yeah, we spin the gomage for a slime skull.
I think we probably did.
Yeah, we
If
did.
not, then
I
I'm
like how
gonna
they
call
sign
it
this
good.
place.
No
Yeah, it's
gomage.
fine.
No gomage,
No gomage, no
yay!
gomage, no gomage. All right, who's gonna be the person that adds hell?
One. Oh.
Is that like
One space.
Oh. You know what? I'll move one to
on
the right.
Zeus,
All
like
right, one,
on
One,
Fento?
three.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can add something small.
All living things that are non-players are very hungry.
Damn,
Okay.
something
Ravenously hungry.
taken at you. What's your name?
That's right.
I'm probably. Okay, so it's Choice Crayon. For some reason, I think my brother might have took my username
Especially
on my
pregnant
account, so
women.
my new search the username.
Like
Right now,
ravenously
that's my
hungry.
username. Dylan. Oh, it's been blocked.
Excellent.
That's metagame though. I wouldn't know that.
That's right.
I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that.
I can't
I'm just
see it.
looking
Yeah,
for an
sorry.
excuse.
1 second.
Failboat, over to you.
Yeah, can I?
I'm gonna go with that.
We'll see.
I think you should.
Sorry,
talk about
don't Choice
improving.
Crayon. Oh,
Ah, that's fine.
Dodged it this time.
And then, how
and
much?
Chad.
One space.
Ah, that makes enough sense.
That's what boss said.
All right. I would like to move one to the left, hoping to
There you
jump
go.
the wall.
That's my
Okay.
username.
We get 2 extra chances at the wall. Maybe I won't roll a natural. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god! Bro, there's no way!
You
I'm
broke
sorry.
your legs or
There's
something?
no way!
I
Are
go.
you actually kidding me?
Conveyor belt now?
Is that 3 in a row?
No, that's 3 natural ones in a row. Oh, and I
That
still
is
don't get
so
to do it.
unfortunate.
Please,
That
give
is
me another
so
push. Give me another push.
Oh, this is gonna look a little rough here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's rough.
I'm just trying to use my own system. Okay.
Yes, I have enough.
I'm pretty sure
Let's see
shadow
what
selves have
class
to
I
pay
got.
taxes, right?
And they're
I mean,
very
people.
hungry.
We're gonna say Shadow Self doesn't have a high score because
Oh.
I haven't been tracking
Makes
it.
sense. Makes sense.
That's
You
right.
get the
that's
flame.
right. And then you all 67.
Yeah,
Why
we
did I
don't
keep
have
getting
them.
fail?
Can we please have a damage multiplier
I'm not complaining.
that gets
Obviously,
bigger
a chomp
the more
it's pretty
squished
good.
you are? Or no, it gets it gets better the more squished you are.
What's the multiplier? Like, is it times 2 or is it times 1.5?
Yeah, times 2. Yeah, squish equals times 2. Thank you. That's a much better way of wording it.
Wait, like you take ×2 or you deal ×2?
You deal times 2.
Okay.
It makes you
Oh.
worth
There you
more
go.
as a
Thanks.
person.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's how
To be
it works in real life.
compressed into one person.
I wrap around you and smother you like a blanket. Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Slimesicle, you're
That's
up.
pretty cool.
Do I turn to dust?
It's gotta kick
I don't think I ever had I
Okay.
wanted these frame series in my
We're good. We're good.
original
We're good.
play
Dude,
or
I just
original
want to be
account.
loved by a pregnant woman.
Just
Dude,
cool.
I think she's gonna love me a little too much. I'm worried.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead
Alright,
and
3
end it.
spaces.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna jump forward 1.
Let me
back
pause this.
1.
Let me see if I can sub to frame request real quick before I need stream. So I ain't been that guy. Okay, where's my EA? Yeah, Bob, you can find me, please. I'm about in stream, actually. But I will accept your phone calls. By the way, I do need to change this username because it's like my brother was using my account for some reason. So I'm changing it to Neon Phantom. There you go. Oh. I don't think that would. Okay, nickname is Neon Phantom. I figured I'd change that to the username, but yeah. Sorry, thank you for watching though, and I need to go to bed here soon, so yeah. Oh, here's my link to my Discord if you would like to join that. My discount server. There you go. That's it. If you like to join that. Yeah, I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.